Hello. Hello, hello. Sorry I was a bit late. I tried to start stream. I clicked my button on my stream deck and then it just didn't do anything. So I had to restart my stream deck. So I took a little bit of extra time because I needed to fix that. But we're here. Hello, hello. How are you guys doing? I hope you're all well. Amazing button, thank you. This is I have to wash my hair, but I don't want to do it before I work out tomorrow kind of hairstyle. I tried to do a cute hairstyle this morning, and then I was like, "Yeah, no, we're just gonna go for a top bun." But let me say hello to all of you. Let me check who got first crew. We have you, Liker, Elia, Jane, and Esther. Congratulations on one of the first 5. Sananor, thanks for cheering me on and welcome in. Liker, welcome in. Esther, welcome in. Elia, welcome in. Hi, Chris. You'll welcome in. Felipe, welcome in. Sananor, welcome in. You'll welcome in, and thanks for cheering me on. Oh god, no. Oh god, no. Hi, Sadu, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. I saw that chat. I was like, "Oh, help." Also, hi, Senator, welcome in. Peace, welcome in. Maggie, welcome in. Faye, welcome in. Naomi, welcome in. Hedvig, welcome in. Kate, welcome in. Mylithia, welcome in. Riri, thanks for cheering me on and welcome in. Elia, thanks for cheering me on. Ricky, welcome in. Kabuson, thanks for cheering me on. Jane, welcome in. Jess, welcome in. Kabuson, welcome in. I'm gonna say double things because you cheered me on and like I can't keep track anymore. Faye, thank you for the streak. Kaya, stay welcome in. Marilyn, welcome in. Soderstrom, welcome in. Magda, welcome in. Sarah, welcome in. Thoughts, welcome in. And thanks for cheering me on. And thank you so much for the 15-month resub. I appreciate it. Thank you for your prime as well. I appreciate it a lot. Raven, welcome in. Chris, welcome in. Joe, welcome in. And thanks for cheering me on. And Katie, welcome in. I have power here. um, Cannot greet with the famous Dutch greeting. The famous Dutch greeting. Time for a test. Let's go. I'm excited. Let me know if the volume was good. Let me know if that was if you liked it. I hope it was good. It's always hard to test. Like I test it a little bit, of course, but I really like your sound alert. I love Pentatonics. Amazing group. But it's so good. Also, Pauline, welcome in. It's really good to see you. Hello, hello. I think it works. Was the start okay? Yeah, yeah. For me, it was. Was it for you as well? I grabbed like the time frame that you asked. That sound alert is perfect, right? um, I want to have such coherent color palette as you. Thank you. I mean, not my entire house looks like this, but this room at this point has a pretty coherent color scheme. Worked really hard for it. Also, Gaudi, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. It's very thought out. Thank you. I took a long time for it. If you like look back at my stream room over the years, it went through many transformations. What? Thank you so much for the 16-month resub. I appreciate it. And also, it's really good to see you as well. I'm having a pretty good day. Got a lot of things done. I think I finished my legacy challenge. So my best friend is reading through it. And but I think I got it. So now I just need to, put it somewhere so that I can publish it and then make a tracker for it. But that was something that I've been wanting to do for like months now. And I actually finally finished it today. So I'm hoping to release it next month. I'm like slowly working towards that video. But that was a big project that I didn't get to work on for like months because I was so busy. But it's like a really cool creative outlet. So I'm excited for that. Um, asking for future shenanigans. Do you want to know what it means? Do you know what it means? Genuine question. Because I'm more than happy to inform you. And then you can decide whether you want to. Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with it because I know that you're messing around. Like, I know it's just like a silly little joke. So it's fine. It's just in general, we keep the chat in English, but like, I know that we're just messing around. So for me, it's okay. But Um, people have always sung that song to me. Is your actual name Jolene? Because obviously, also if you don't want to say, that's also fine. But considering your name here, is just Joe. Um, It's a ditch, not a shaft. That's not true. It's very much a shaft. If you say elevator shaft, you literally say Liftschacht. So it's very much that. Um, what's my maiden name? It started at school with my year 9 from teacher. Wait, no way. That's such a cool backstory. I love that. You lay cables in? Oh, it's one of the things, yes. Now it's a karaoke song. Honestly, it's a really good karaoke song. Also, hi, Anna. It's good to see you. And Erica, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. I'm not sure. Wait, Abu, I'm so confused. I'm confused. Also, CC, hi, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Also, in case you're wondering what is on my hand, no, it's not a really cool sweater. I'm wearing my wrist brace because for the first time in a really long time, I have actual like painful wrist. And it's really annoying because it always used to be my right hand that had this issue. And now all of a sudden my left hand, I have no idea what I did. But I woke up this morning. I think I like slept, when you're sleeping like this. I think I slept like that on my hand. Um and it's pretty bad. But the sucky thing is, tomorrow I have a Pilates workout for the first time in weeks. And now I won't be able to do I'm gonna have to do everything on my elbows, which is fine. I do that very often, but I've slowly been working towards doing planking and push-ups and stuff actually on my full arms. It's like stretched arms because my shoulders are slowly getting stronger. Although I haven't done a Pilates workout in 4 weeks. So potentially I wouldn't be able to do it anyways. But lovely EDS immediately makes my wrist hurt if I sleep like a T-Rex. Your back still hurts. It's so frustrating. Why does your body sleep in positions that then make you hurt? The whole point of sleep is recovering your body. I hear archery is good for your back. I mean, that's probably true. That is probably true. Um, just like a general workout is good for your back. Let's go, my Alithia. Thank you so much for the 9-month resub. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's our first Twitch baby. I mean, it worked. Hooray. It worked. But please enjoy all of your subby perks for a whole month more. You just got the most confused voice memo I have ever sent. Words are so hard at the moment. Do you want me to listen to it right now or on break? That makes sense. It loads your back muscles specifically, but only if you know how to use them correctly, and probably also if you don't have any existing injuries. The 11 a.m. stream's throwing me off. I waited longer than normal just to not get first. Oh no. Yeah, so our clocks went back over the weekend. So if you're not in Europe, I think in the US clocks move back in 2 weeks. Oh no, not the yawn and then pulling your back. That's the worst. Uh because also halfway through I realized that you and Sadu are right. Okay. Hold on. We're going to listen to a very confused Abu. Your clocks don't move? But it is this Sunday? Wait, what do you mean your clocks don't move? Wait, oh, true. Not every time zone in the US moves clocks. Hold on. It's in Dutch, and also my mic doesn't pick it up. Hold on. I'm dead. This is so I would wait. Okay, I'm gonna turn it up. Even though you don't understand because it's Dutch, it's just very funny.
Oké, die kan ik niet typen, want één, ik weet niet hoe dit in ChatGPT gaat. En twee, I don't have the spoons to type it. Maar van wat? Oké, zo. Ik ga het gewoon zeggen. Als je kijkt naar een schacht, dan zeg maar een shaft. Dat is zeg maar de pilaar, om het zo maar te zeggen. Maar ik ken schachten als zeg maar geulen. Als in dingen waar je dingen in kan leggen. Het kan zijn dat mijn gay ass gewoon niet weet wat een schacht is. Maar hoewel, ja, nee. Ik ben gewoon een beetje in de war.
Okay, Abu, I can safely tell you that I've read enough smut, and so did Spoofy, who is the one who taught Sadu to say dikke schacht. I haven't read enough smut to know that a shaft is in fact the thing that they used to refer to someone's dick. Which technically is correct. And your assumption isn't even that wrong. It is a pillar with something like which is hollow. So yeah. Hi, Nymphalera, welcome in. It's a very specific part of it. That's true. Yes. That is true. Yeah. No, I think the reason why spoofs might have talked about this is because I have once done a very lengthy, very frustrated chat on my stream. I don't know if this is actually why she was referencing it, but the fact that I absolutely hate when in like smutty books, because this will be literally translated. So that's why it annoys me. Like if I'm reading about like a very sexy scene and someone's talking about a thick shaft, I'm already out. Like in English, I'm already not excited. But if that is then translated to Dutch as zijn dikke schacht, I'm out. I'm done. Like there's no way that in my mind in any way, shape, or form sounds like something I want to read. There is way sexier ways of describing that. I just can't. Not in English, but specifically not in Dutch. And I made the unfortunate mistake of reading specific fairy smut in Dutch. So, yeah. But the summary of the voice memo is Abu trying to figure out if the correct translation of shaft is schacht. And then he initially said it would be ditch. And then I can see where it comes from. I can see how you could translate shaft to geul, but I don't think that translates back to ditch, if that makes any sense. Fairy, is that a thing? You mean fairy smut? Oh yeah, Akotar is like A Court of Thorns and Roses is peak fairy smut. Not even peak fairy smut. There's way worse fairy smut. That's way more specific than Akotar, but I think Akotar is like, I think the most popular fairy smut. But yes, I would literally be reading about a sex scene between a very handsome male fairy and a human. Yeah, also this song, sorry, I just heard it. I hate this song so much. It's very tame, but still, it's like very specific compared to a lot of other romance books that are a lot a lot more like, I don't know, not as descriptive. Is this a smut connoisseur stream? Unfortunately, I wouldn't call myself a smut connoisseur because the only two like actual smutty series I've read is Fourth Wing and Akatar. And then I kind of, instead of going for the more smutty route, I went for the more fantasy route. So I'm currently reading Mistborn, which is not considered smutty at all. It's high fantasy. Yeah, okay. So, Abu, have you read book 5 yet? Important question. Like, I don't know where you are in the series, but I think if you read book 5, you'll understand why I definitely call it smut. And book 5 is not tame. Book 2, 3 is pretty tame. Book 5, straight up porn. I liked reading it though. It was very enjoyable. What was not enjoyable was reading that book while I was sitting next to my father-in-law on the sofa. That might have potentially been a mistake. Luckily, I don't think he saw anything, but still, I was aware of reading that in that, context. There's one sex joke in the entire Mistborn trilogy. See? Not smutty at all. Yeah, reading book 5 partly on a train. I actually did that with 50 Shades. Also a very interesting read on the train. Does the existence of some spice scenes make it smut? I don't think so. There's not like a qualification, but I think I would say that it has to be one of the main pillars of the book. So, if it's like I would say for instance Throne of Glass is not a smut book because a lot of the series is not about like there is romance, but the romance and like the smuttiness is mostly serving the story. Whereas in Akatar, I feel like specifically in book 5, the story is the smut. Like that's the whole point. Um I've been reading 50 Shades of Grey in school as a teen, so very don't care. No, honestly, I enjoyed 50 Shades of Grey. I don't think it's a bad book. It's just if you read that in public, people will judge you. Yeah, and then you also have like romantasy, which is like I feel like some romantasy is smutty and some romantasy is not at all. So I also feel like for it to be smut, it has to have like very explicit sex scenes, but also the sex scenes are not actually contributing to the story. They're literally just there to be very explicit. Um, if that makes any sense. I still need to start 3. I'm scared because I do not want to fuck it up. I love 2 so much. Okay, that's fair. I don't think you'll fuck it up. Don't worry. You can read book 3 safely without fucking it up. I would say that book 3 is in the entire series, it's the most fantasy book and the least smutty or romantasy. I think book 3, a lot of people actually don't like book 3 because there's a lot of world building in it. I actually really like that, which is why I realized that I would potentially like high fantasy as well. A lot of people that read Akatar are there for the romantasy part, and that's just kind of lacking in book 3, which I didn't think was a bad thing. Um, oh, Avatar, yeah, no, I can see how Akatar and Avatar is very close. Book 3 and book 5, that's interesting because I feel like those are polar opposites. Like book 3 is very much I don't want to spoil anything, so I'm like trying to think of how to say this. A lot of like politics and war. Whereas book 5 is very smutty, and there's, like, barely any well, there is definitely High Live. I was like, I didn't change the schedule, but I did. I literally did. It's Tuesday. I forgot that I changed it and that it's Tuesday today. Um, but yeah, I think that does help a bit. I think you can safely read it without ruining it. You're all good. You're all fine. Um A romance reader, I can read bad fantasy if there's romance I can root for, but I'm struggling with Mistborn Era too. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I feel like that's, I think, exactly what people were struggling with in book 3 of Akatar, which is, again, like, I realized because of that book that I'm actually quite interested in reading very lengthy like, I don't enjoy politics. I mean, obviously, I'm engaged in it, but I don't enjoy politics IRL. I don't enjoy, all of those. Like, it's not my cup of tea or history or like anything. But like, if I'm reading about it in a fantasy book, then all of a sudden I find it very entertaining. Um, Circle the 50, like marks it. Me too. I'm very excited. There needs to be something for me to hope for. No, that's fair. That's fair. I feel like I can recognize that. If there is romance or something that I can long for, that does help in my enjoyment. Um, Oh, probably. Yeah, I feel like someone else mentioned that book the other day as well. But my TBR right now is so long. Like, I have so many things on my TBR that I wanna read. And I keep being like, "Okay, this is gonna be my next series. Okay, after this, I'm gonna read this," and then I just mix it up again. But my goal for this year is to read 10 books. I actually don't know how far along I'm that in that goal. Let me check. Um I have read 8 books, but that's including both Mistborn and Will Prescribe You a Cat because books that I'm currently reading will already count towards my reading goal, which is unfortunate. So, I've technically if I finish both of those books before the end of the year, which I'm pretty confident I can do, I will have read 8 books instead of 10. So maybe I can reach 9 if I read like another shorter book, which is less than I had hoped for. At the same time, at that point, I will have read like about 6,000 pages because I ended up reading a couple of really big books. So then I'm fine if I've only read 9. Um, like, if I managed to read 8 or 9, but still, like, because those were big like, Throne of Glass are some big books. Like, the last book of Throne of Glass has more than 1,000 pages. So that's a big boy. Um, like, books, but I'm, like, at 100 now. Like, 100 books this year? Even though they're small, that's still hugely impressive. Um, reads over 60 a year. Yeah, my mom probably had a while where she did that too. I think for me, it really depends on what type of books I read, because if for instance, a book that I really wanna read is the new Dan Brown. I'm, like, very excited because I love Dan Brown books, but those books are usually somewhere between 400 and 600 pages max. Um, and those books are, like, really easy to read. Like, you can fly through them. Whereas if you're reading, like, a high fantasy novel, I think specifically earlier on in the books, you need to take quite some time to understand the world building and stuff. So, I feel like those read slower, if that makes any sense. Um, 200 to 400 pages, and the books she reads are, like, 1,000 pages, yeah. And, like, that makes a big difference, obviously. So that's why I love that in my, like, book counter, like, my reading goals, it also shows me how many pages I've read, because that way I can actually see, um, if I've read, like, more than last year. Yeah, Da Vinci Code, I think I've, like, literally inhaled that book. I read it so fast. Um, took me half a month to last only half a day. Yeah. Yeah, it's like, especially in starting a new series in fantasy, it just takes time to, like, get into it. Um, I'm gonna see, hold on. Where do I see this again? Read. I have to go here. So, can I see when I read this? Did I not tag this book correctly? Okay, so in 2023, I read 2,600 pages, 2,608. I've not read June, but I would love to read June eventually. That's like one of those books that I do think would take me a lot of time to finish, but I think I would enjoy them. But basically, I've already read double of what I read in 2023. And in 2024, have I not linked anything properly? Come on, Ro. In 2024, I read 5,222 pages. So I've actually read over 1,000 pages more than I did last year already, which could be 3 books if you read, like, short stories. Um Oh, yeah, yeah, I would definitely read the whole series. That's why why I'm figuring that I would probably take a while. Um, and if I finish the books that I'm reading right now, I'll have read, like, 2K pages more than last year. So, I feel like that's a good achievement because my goal this year was to read more. I bought an e-reader, so that I could read more. So, I'm happy. I'm actually, even though I was super busy, I still managed to make time for it. The Witcher, oh yeah. I have book 1 of The Witcher as a physical book, and I really wanna read it, but again, I feel like that's my struggle because I love, love, love reading series, like, an entire series of books, which is amazing, but the challenge with that is that if you only read series, that means that you can only commit to a new book series every once in a while, because I don't do very well with reading multiple books at the same time, then I start confusing characters and worlds and stuff. So, like, I'm now committed to Mistborn until I finished it, and once I finished Mistborn, like, if you wanna start something like The Witcher, that has so many books in it, it will take you a while to get through. Like, I took a year to read the entirety of Throne of Glass. Um, I have that as a goal, I never reach it. I have other things as goals that I didn't reach this year, but I feel like reading definitely was one that I really tried to commit to. Also, Nati, welcome in, and Danielle, welcome in, and Tris, welcome in, and Love Ghosted, welcome in. And thank you for the streak, Love Ghosted, and Joanna, welcome in. And Paula, welcome in, and Tokyo, welcome in. And Raven, welcome in, and Nuts, welcome in, and Steph, welcome in. I just realized that I hadn't said hi to a bunch of people. Yes, oh my god, Wheel of Time is such a huge series. That is actually wild. I only read 75% of the first book of Game of Thrones, and I also read the first book of Wizard of Rules. Oh, that's like, I'm fine quitting series. I have no problem with that. The problem is that I usually don't wanna quit them because I actually like them. So then I'm, like, invested in a series, and I wanna finish it. Do you have any reading streams planned? Not really. I would love to do them, but I think my biggest challenge with reading streams is that I don't want to do any more streams that I'm currently doing because I'm definitely at the max of hours that I want to stream in a week because it's already a lot of hours. And I don't want to sacrifice gaming streams because we already only have 3, and that sounds like, you're like 3, that's fine, but as soon as you sacrifice a gaming stream for something else, all of a sudden you have very little time left for other things. Like, we have so many active challenges going on and then joining Girly Pop and stuff, like, my gaming streams fill up quite fast, which means that I basically have to do it on a regular co-working stream, which is where I actually have to do my work. So, I'm kinda, like, stuck on a place where, like, I would love to do reading streams, I just don't know when or where. Book club stream. So if you wanna I can already guarantee you I'm never gonna start a book club. That's not because I don't think they're great, I just know that they're not for me. So I would not be a great leader for a book club. I hate the pressure of having to read something, which is I've joined, like, 2 book clubs, and both of the times it burned my literally, I completely burned out on reading because all of a sudden it felt like a chore and something like I had to do, and my entire ADHD was like, "No, fuck you, we're no longer reading. Like, you're not interested in this anymore." But if I may make a recommendation, um, hold on. I have a really good friend of mine who happens to do reading streams, and she has a book club. She was recently moving and stuff, so she's been a little bit offline, but she does plan on coming back to streaming. Um, and she has a Discord where she hosts book clubs and stuff. And also another one. Oh, I can't do 2 shout outs at the same time. I'll do one like this. This is another one of my friends who also makes a lot of book content. Not exclusively. I feel like Anouk exclusively does, like, reading and book content. But Joelle, or Fictional Fates, does, like, a mix of gaming, co-working, and book content. But Joelle does make a lot of book content on YouTube. He's been, like, a booktuber for years, and I believe he also has a book club in his Discord. So if you're into that kinda thing, my friends are amazing for it. Like, I love them. They're really cool. I just know that I wouldn't be the best host for a book club because I would burn out on it personally. Also, Micah and Jellystam, welcome in, and also Abu, let's go with that streak. Let's go, let's go. Uh, we would read a short story and a poem together during the club. Yeah, that would be something that I think I could do. If it could fit in, like, the 2 or 3 hours that you're with the club, but I'm, like, always really sad because I love the idea of a book club. To me, it sounds like a very, like, romantic idea of being in a book club. Like, it's one of those, like, romanticize your life ideas. Would love to be interested in them, but for some reason, I just can't. My brain is like, "Yeah, no, we don't do this." Hi, Lena, it's good to see you. How are you doing? Um, a book box subscription in September. They're so pretty, and the first book I got, you finished in 5 days. Slay, let's go. Let's go. Yes, of course. Enjoy Cyberpunk. I hope it's fun. Um, let's go live. Watch Streak 5 days. um, might have a similar effect. Yeah. I mean, you can always try it. For some reason, like, for instance, my friend Anouk also has ADHD, but for her it works, like, in the motivating aspect that she feels like she has a deadline. Sage, thank you so much. That's really, really kind of you to say. Thank you so much for the 6-month resub, and thank you for the encouraging words. Yeah, it's definitely a weird time, but, um, I mean, for now, we can still enjoy the game with the content that we already have, which means that there's plenty to play with. Let's be real, there is enough DLC to make The Sims go round. So yeah, it's a weird situation, but we're just gonna try to make the best of it. But thank you so much for your kind words. I appreciate it a lot. Oh no, Micah, that sucks. I'm so sorry. Also, hi Kana, welcome in. It's good to see you. I'm Mary Hone, welcome in. Um, instead of doom scrolling, I want to jailbreak my Kindle for that soon. Yeah, I hope it works out. That'd be really nice. Okay, I am going to start up the game because I realized the ads are literally done, and usually I start up the game during the ads. Also, Konlo, welcome in. I hope you're doing very well. Sorry, I have to get this froggy out of my throat. But yeah, today we're gonna be building. I'm very excited. I haven't done any Sims building in a while, so it's exciting to get back to it. For anyone who doesn't know, we're gonna continue the house that we started. Basically, I think like a week or something before I went to the US. I did like a Pipi Longstocking cosplay, so I was dressed up. I'm not dressed up today, as you can see, but we're gonna continue that build. Because the house that she lives in is a very wacky house. So I thought it'd just be a fun build to return to because it's very colorful, it's very like cheerful and fun. Oh, I have to update the EA app. Literally haven't played The Sims in that long that I have to update my EA app. You're not dressed up? No. No, I'm not. Well, I mean, I'm dressed, but not dressed up. Why are all your Kindles in jail? You don't know this, Abu? Or are you saying it as a joke? Genuine question. Also, Lizzie, welcome in. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing so well today. Also, for those of you who I didn't see on co-working earlier today, how are you guys doing? I feel dressed up when I get dressed. That's valid. 50-50. Okay, so let me give you the serious answer then. So basically, if you get a Kindle in the Netherlands or in most of Europe, actually, it's region locked, which means that you can't just put any EPUB file on it. You can only use Amazon's store, and you can only use the local store of Amazon in your region, which means that if you're in the Netherlands, you can only read books that are on the Dutch Kindle store of Amazon. If you're in Germany, you can only get like the German version, which means very often a lot of books you want to read aren't available, and there's no way for you to get them on your Kindle. So for a friend of mine, for Steph, she had a Kindle. She literally couldn't use it because the books she wanted to read weren't on Amazon Netherlands, and she couldn't put any external books on it, not even like from a library subscription or anything. So she was like, "Okay, I have a Kindle and it's completely useless." So if you jailbreak it, just like, you used to jailbreak your phone so that it was no longer locked to a specific SIM provider. Um, and you put EPUBs on it all the time. See, that's the thing. I've heard that for some people this is not the case, but I've also like the majority of people that I know with Kindles have this problem. You visited Germany and the Netherlands, you couldn't read on your Kobo either. Wait, that's interesting because Kobo is not supposed to be linked to anything. Like I can put EPUB files on my Kobo. Like just even PDFs, my own, if I want to. But I guess maybe Kobo in some regions is also region locked. Like if you buy it in a specific place, it will be locked. Although I could read on my Kindle traveling. But yeah, it could be like an older Kindle. Um uh Wait. Abu, what? Did I ask something? I'm like, I mean, I'm loving reading this. Not that I don't want to know, but I'm like, did I ask something? um but you asked how we were doing. Oh, yeah, of course. I asked a general question. See? And that's why I was confused. You said I was there and I was like, "Where were you?" But you were on co-working and you couldn't update. See, I was trying to clock like where the first part of the answer was coming from. I was like, this is in regards to something I said, but I could not link it. But now I'm there. Yeah. Sorry, that took a while. It's taking a lot of energy, but I've been told that higher management spotted me and is go, let's freaking go. We placed on lead a huge culture chain. Yo, hello? You literally started there when? Like yesterday? Yeah, one brain I think is already even ambitious. Oh, speaking of one brain, also Wicked, welcome in. It's really good to see you. I would need to jailbreak. It's just because my Kindle's 12 years old. Yeah, okay, fair enough. That makes sense. You wanna hear something really sad, Abu? I was moving things yesterday. I had, our, like, little Poisson Steve was on my pegboard, and I moved something yesterday, and Poisson Steve fell, and now Poisson Steve is somewhere behind my desk, but I can't grab it unless I move my entire desk, which is very heavy, and so I'll probably find it in, like, a while when I'm cleaning and I move my desk again. But now Poisson Steve is just chilling behind my computer or desk somewhere, and I don't know where he is, and I'm actually very sad. Because I started to collect too many charms on my mic, so I removed the llama and Poisson Steve and, like, put them on my pegboard above my desk because I just wanted to have the creeper and the enderman together because I felt like that would be a cute duo. Um, and then I was very sad. Now it's a stuck on Steve. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, he's exploring the depth of my walls. Um, Today was a lot of a roller coaster emotionally. I wanted to check out and not be reachable by anyone for the rest of the week. I just spent it puzzling. That is a valid emotion. I always hear Slenderman when you say Enderman. Kind of looks like a Slenderman. Okay, it's time for games. Hold on. There we go. Also the house that you see in the corner, that's actually the house that we're building. I actually lost the little fox, of the maker I bought from Steve from. No! Oh my god, so we both lost it? Well, mine is refindable, but still. Um, but yeah, that is the Pipi Longstocking house, the one that you see in the corner. For anyone who wants, like, a little reference before we get to building. They couldn't give me Wait, again, Jane? I'm so sorry, that's really frustrating. Okay, does anyone remember where we were building this house? Because I'm afraid that I don't remember. Probably not Magnolia Promenade Row. Yeah. Um, I might actually quickly go back to the VOD to see which world I was building in, because I actually think that otherwise I might be clicking for a while. I genuinely don't remember. It might have been Nordhaven, yeah. That's actually a good guess. Hold on. I think I can find it. Um, okay, I found the VOD. Um, I think I was actually building in I remember. I remember. We were building in Henford on Bagley. I found it. Why do your screen maps look so good? I'm using custom maps. I think I've made a command for it. Sure. Do I not have a command for it? Okay, apparently I don't have a command for Is it just map? There we go. Those are my map replacements. Um, okay. This is what we have so far. And the room up here is technically a fake room, so we won't actually be able to use it, but this is what we have so far for the house. Um, Also, Lepoa, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. It's exclamation point map if you wanna find the link to the map. But the last thing we did before we wrapped up was I basically placed all these pink things. All these pink things around the house as, like, sort of like a house trim, but I feel like that was a really good call because now that I'm looking at it again, I'm like, "Yeah." I like this a lot. I think this is good. I feel like this definitely should be lower. I don't know why that was so high up. Uh, Thank you, Gons. Thank you. And also Anna. Hello, hello. Thank you so much for the raid. How was your stream? How was Fields of Mystria? I hope you're having fun with the game. It actually looks like a really cute game. I haven't played it myself, but I've heard good things. But thank you so much for the raid. I would love to hear what your stream was today. And also for anyone hanging out here, please make sure to go drop your bum on the follow button that is floating above chat right now. Yeah, thank you so much for coming over. For those of you that are new, my name is Rosanna or Ro. I use she, her pronouns. On this channel, I do gaming, co-working, and a sprinkle of IRL. And today, I am working on the Pipi Longstocking house in The Sims. Yes, you got coconut malt. um, yes, Anna streams as well. I love it when community members are also streaming. It's so fun. The house fits really well into the world, thank you. I feel like it fits into the world, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, it's so bright and colorful that it doesn't really fit, but it does, you know? Um, Also, I think I was done with placing windows, although looking at the side, no, I was definitely not done with placing windows. So maybe I'll quickly make a floor plan. Okay, I hate how this is floating. Hold on. Can I fix that is floating? Um, no. Hold on. Because that's gonna get in my way. Um, why does it not actually, like, snap here? Okay, that moves way too slow. Hold on. Nope. Oh god, it lowers as well. I used to know how to toggle that off, and I haven't been able to. Hold on. Change settings. Snap to train. Snap to camera on move. Use grid. I think the grid is okay. I think it's a snap to train one. Oh no, I like veggies crunchy as well. I totally know what you mean. Hold on. Okay. So we're gonna place it here. Then it's already the right location. Then I just need to move it to the side a bit. Is it still going down? No, it is not. Okay, so I actually fixed that setting. Now I think, okay, it's clipping a little bit, but I don't mind that. The quests are really easy too. Nice. So it's like just a chill game. Like it's something you can you know, just vibe with in the back, not in the background, but do braids in. Also, hi Sunnyside. It's good to see you. I know, literally same. I used to have a Pippi Longstocking pajamas when I was younger. And I like my sister had it as well, and we would both wear it, and it was so cute. Exactly, Anna. That's what I was trying to say. Like, you don't need a lot of brain energy to play the game. You can like genuinely relax when you're playing it, which I feel like is perfect. Okay, so this room is technically. Oh yeah, that's what we were gonna do. We were gonna like because this door is floating, so that's terrible. We were gonna make a ladder that goes up there, so that could be like a little secret hidden room. This world is cottage living. Yes. I'm not good at pronouncing words, so I make up my own. Let's go. Love that. Love that. Okay, so we're gonna have to come up with a floor plan. Um, the thing is, I don't think there is a floor plan. I've looked for it before, and I don't think I was able to find it, so we're just gonna have to come up with it ourselves. The vibe, like, the interior vibe of this house is very I don't know how to explain it. I think cottagecore might be the best way to describe it. It's, like, very messy cottagecore with a lot of, like, just funky things because it's just a kid living here. And Pippi Longstocking has, like, a monkey, called Mr. Nilsson, and she has a horse, but, like, it's supposed to look like a house that, you know, maybe, like, a grandma could live in as well, if you look at the interior photos. It's like maximalist cottagecore on crack. That's a very good description. I like it. But I feel like hold on. I think this can move back a little bit. I like the idea of doing, like, a proper hallway, but then that creates a really awkward corner over there. But maybe we can make that a downstairs bathroom, and then we have the hallway, we have a living room. This could be a kitchen and dining. Hold on. Oh, I hate this. Um, that looks terrible. I guess we could just go like this. That would work fine. The kitchen has a somewhat weird shape. Wasn't the staircase a slide? Maybe. Now that you say this, I'm like, honestly, yeah, could be. I don't remember that enough. I haven't watched it in such a long time. But speaking of staircase, I just realized that we're probably gonna need stairs. I can turn off my CC though. We don't need CC today. So let's get some stairs. Um, definitely want to go like this. Let's go, Guillotour. 5-stream streak. Okay, I placed them here, but actually that's a really weird placement for the stairs. Oh god, this is gonna hurt. The upstairs floor plan is also very strange. Um, I will Google. It came from a far buffer. Like, this is stored somewhere in your brain. Okay, that could work, potentially, because I wanted to do a ladder over here. Um, like so. So this can be like a little secret attic. Um, maybe back corner. Floor plan wise, you mean over here? That doesn't work because doesn't exist in the upstairs area. So I'm gonna have to place it here because I want to use this as the bedroom. And then I wanted to do like a bathroom over here. Um, and then I think with the stairs over here, this could work. Like this is a pretty sensible floor plan for a house. Um, and then I guess we could bring that hallway back, and then the stairs are just in the living room. But that's not super weird, I think. I think that actually makes quite a lot of sense. We could, even if we wanted to, add like an entire wall up here, like this. So that creates like a little bit of a separation. Also, I need light because it's really dark on the inside. Is that one patio area on the second floor gonna be accessible? I really wish it could be, but unfortunately, we're using platforms to, like, fake height difference, so no. This door is not usable. I would love it for it to be, but we tried to work it out, and that door is basically floating. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. But yeah, this is, like, a big platform, and then it was a whole ordeal trying to create that, like, height difference. So that's why we also have this, like, really weird fake room over here. And that's why we're using a ladder to come up here. I guess we could use stairs if we wanted to. Out of curiosity, the thing is I think the stairs would have to be, like, really tall. Um, because we're using tall wall height, which is something that I normally don't do because I hate building on tall wall height, but for the looks of this house, it actually just looked better to have tall wall height. See how long these stairs have to be? It's, like, awful. Um, and that doesn't work, so they have to be in that corner. That also doesn't work. Yeah, I think a ladder is actually better. I mean, it's supposed to be somewhat of a weird house anyways. I just don't like ladders in The Sims. I'm just not a big fan. Um, but that's like my personal beef with ladders. That's not The Sims' fault. Um, okay, let's get some lights in here so that we can actually see stuff. And I always use these bigger saucer lights because I think they're so obviously in my face that I'll remember to change them out. Um, Also, this kitchen is ginormous. I just feel like that's, oh, like, weird. If only we could hide stairs and roofs. Wait, what do you mean with hiding them? Um, I mean, the kitchen is a weird shape, but at the same time, I feel like the kitchen is a very prominent part of the storytelling, at least in this series. And there's like a huge dining table in the kitchen. Like there are shots where the horse is literally in the kitchen. Yes. Oh my god, pull down ladders would be amazing because they're annoying to build. But like what would you mean with hiding them? Because you can just not place them. Um Where's the horse? So technically the horse lives on the patio. We can argue whether that's the right place for for a horse, but that's where the horse lives in Pippi Longstocking. Um Am I genuinely okay, hold on. Am I really building on the tallest wall height? Am I doing that to myself? Oh god. I'm actually wondering if I'm in my right mind today. Um I will not use the tallest. Same, same. It's I mean, I think you can rewatch it. I think it's on YouTube or something. Need a horse bed in the living room? I was thinking of putting a horse bed like in this corner of the garden, maybe. Um we can go for something like this. I feel like that works a bit better. Um I feel like floor plan wise, this actually is pretty sensible. I don't know if I actually want to use these though. The problem is, okay, if you're using tall wall height, this is one of my biggest pet peeves in The Sims. There are no interior doors. Like, none of these doors are fitted to be an interior door. So if you're building on the tall wall height in this game and you want to use an interior door, you're going to have to use a small wall height door. That literally looks like a door for, I don't know, a gnome. That does not feel right proportionally. And it pisses me off because I'm like, I already never build on tall wall height, but stuff like this really, really prevents me from ever even wanting to build on tall wall height. Exactly. It looks like a door for Mr. Nilsson. Okay, we're gonna have to do windows because that's why I wanted to do the floor plan. Um, are those centered? No, they're not. Yeah, they are. Okay. Um, let's get those. Also welcome back, Joe. Welcome back. And let's place them on the windows next to it. Also, if I'm simming really slow today, one, I haven't built in weeks, so I'm a bit rusty. But also, I have my wrist brace, and I have really long nails. And I'm realizing now that that is actually somewhat annoying trying to game. So yeah, don't blame me for being somewhat slow. I think we definitely need a window or like 2 windows potentially up here. Like so. Um we could make a front porch. I mean, there is a front porch already. I'm not gonna adjust the shape of the house because the shape of the house is literally built off of the reference photo. So I'm not gonna change anything about the shape of the house anymore. I'm not using the new keyboard. No. So I actually talked a little bit about this earlier on co-working. Um I've been having some issues with the new keyboard. It refuses to connect through Bluetooth. Like my computer will say it's connected, but it just doesn't register any input. If I connect it through cable, it also doesn't work all the time. Sometimes I have to like reconnect it and connect it again. Also, if I turn on the Bluetooth module, the cable doesn't work. If I turn off the Bluetooth module and then plug it into the cable, I can type and that works. But for instance, it doesn't register it in the IQ software, so I can't change the little animation on the screen. Um, Also, the wireless module was supposed to come with like a little dongle, like a 2.4 gigahertz dongle, so that you can actually not go through Bluetooth, but sort of have like a direct connection. That was missing, which I think honestly, if I had that, that would solve the entire Bluetooth problem. So I reached out to my management. I was like, "Hey, genuinely love the keyboard. It looks stunning. The build is gorgeous, but I think something's wrong." And I'm pretty sure, like, I did a whole check this morning before I started co-working. I'm like, "I'm pretty sure I put it together correctly." Did like a double check if everything was connected properly, and it is. So I don't know what's going wrong. Um, yeah, but the thing is, you can't update the driver if IQ doesn't recognize the keyboard. Because I researched that and, you can update the drivers or, like, the software on the keyboard through IQ, which is, like, Corsair's software. The software does not see the keyboard at all. Like, it noticed it at first, then I needed to install some things, I did, and ever since, like, even restarting my computer didn't help. It's really it recognized it for, like, a very brief moment yesterday, where it actually tried to install the new drivers, and then my entire keyboard froze. Like, the screen froze, the lights froze, I couldn't type anymore. And the only thing I could do to get it to unfreeze was basically turn it off and plug it out of my PC. But then obviously the driver didn't fully update. And ever since it hasn't been connecting to my IQ. So I think something's wrong, but I don't know how to fix it. So I just reached out to my management. I was like, "Hey, first and foremost, could you potentially ask if I could still receive that dongle, that little receiver? Because I think that would already help a lot. Also with the latency of the keyboard because my Bluetooth is in my computer and my computer is partially behind the screen. So I just think for latency purposes, I also like the keyboard that I'm using right now is also through a dongle and it's just way better. So I'm kind of like I would love that part to be sent out in general, and then on top of that, I would love some help on how to get this keyboard to properly work. Um, because it's ejected itself. Yeah. It's like, how am I supposed to do that if it's not connecting? So there's probably a way that you can still do it. But I'm happy that, I just got to send my management a message and be like, "Hey, can you reach out to Corsair?" Because there's probably a solution. But other than that, I did type a little bit while I was wired this morning, and I love the typing experience. It sounds really good, and it feels really nice, like, you can really feel that it's, like, a quality keyboard, like, the aluminum case and just everything feels really sturdy, it's not wiggling. I'm, like, really happy with it, so that's why I really want it to work, because 'cause I'm like, I would love to actually be able to use the keyboard now that I have it, because it's just so good. Okay, so, I feel like it's weird if we don't have any windows on this back wall. But at the same time, I also feel like if we do add windows, it might become really cluttered because we already have the windows over here. Also, Koki, let's go. A 3-stream streak. Very slay. Also, hi, Evan. Welcome in. It's so good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Um, exactly. It's probably a simple fix, just something that I don't know. So it will all be okay. But I was literally saying this morning on co-working how for some reason the past couple of days nothing goes the way that I want it, you know? I came off stream yesterday, wanted to go to bed. My nose ring fell out. I've had my nose ring for 9 years at this point. Has never happened before. But the problem with nose rings is they can actually close really fast. Like, if you don't immediately put in a new piercing, it could close within 24 hours. So I checked if my piercer had a spot available today. They didn't. So I was like, "Okay, I can't go into to my piercer shop. I can't put one in myself until Wednesday." So then I just put in, like, a makeshift ring. So now it looks really ridiculous because I have, like, 2 nose rings, and also one is silver and one is gold, and one is, like, crooked, but at least it can't close. Life was really testing my patience, for sure. I mean, we're getting through, but my patience has been tested, for real. Also, I don't like how this wall ends. So maybe I'll just but then we don't have a downstairs bathroom. I mean, this is fine. We can make this like a little reading corner or something. But not having a downstairs bathroom is a little bit annoying. I think there's something in the air. No, totally agree. I think someone is testing us. Something or someone. And here I can't do it either because that would conflict with that window. Um I took it out. Yeah, the thing is I don't wanna risk it. Like, I'm not entirely sure if it would heal, but if it would heal, you can't immediately re-pierce it because then it has to fully heal, which it also doesn't always. Sometimes it only partially heals, which means that you would have to get a piercing right next to it, and just the whole risk is not worth it. Like, I love my nose ring, I don't wanna take it out. Also, Phoenix Fu, welcome in, I hope you're doing so well, it is good to see you. Um, see? There's something in the air testing our patience. Okay, I might still go for this over here. Like, I might just kind of accept it and maybe move this window over, like, ever so slightly. Because I don't think you'll see it that much. Because that line's a little bit better on the and that's fine because that's in the middle anyways. Yeah, you do see it a little bit, but I guess if we do that on this window too, then I should be fine. Like, if we just go like this, I think we're good. Um in January of 2021, just a few months back, stuck it back in. That's very lucky though. It's very nice that that you're like basically that you don't heal that fast, which probably sucks for other things, but for this specific thing, it's very convenient. Okay, I definitely wanna do a singular window here so that I can get a double. Yeah, that looks better. Um, actually, that is very out of the middle because wait, no, that is centered, right? So that is actually supposed to go there. Oh. Oh. No, that can't be right. Is this not centered? That's not centered. All this time, I was so confused. It's just this window not being centered. This window was the problem, not the other one. Um, Other stuff almost closed immediately. I mean, that's good then. Then you have, like, the upsides of both. Um, the slopes are different? Are they? Oh, they are. Oh. Okay. Well, great. Then that's gonna annoy me for the rest of this build. Um, Hi, cat. I genuinely got jump scared by that a little bit. Um, I guess then the window just has to be centered with that part. I guess maybe just doing one singular window could work. But then I hate it when the camera jumps. Um, I mean, I guess sometimes I'm just gonna have to accept that things are not symmetrical, which I find very difficult, but I can do it. I'm just not gonna look at it too much. I'm not gonna think about it too much, and we're just gonna accept it. Also, thank you, Kat, and also Evan said it as well. Thank you guys so much. It's really cute that you guys are all saying that you like my hairstyle because I rarely put my hair up because it's not necessarily that it makes me specifically like self-conscious or insecure, but it's just I don't know. I feel like it looks better if I have my hair down, but every single time I put my hair up or like back, you guys are like, "Oh, that looks so cute." So maybe I should do it more often. A square window? So I tried that before, but because we're using the tall wall height, the square windows look really awkward. Um, like we don't really have any square windows in the tall wall height category, apart from like very modern windows, but that doesn't really fit the house, of course. And I tried like I'll show you. It looks so small. Like tall wall height in The Sims is a pain in the ass. It looks so teeny tiny. Um your hair is an accessory to your face. It's the main show. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I don't know. I just feel like when I have my hair down, my face just feels more like my face. But that's just because I'm used to it, I guess. Um Pipi does not feel like a very symmetrical person. No, you're probably right. Yeah, no, that's a very good statement. I am a symmetrical person, which is why I could never actually be Pippi Longstocking, you know? see, but now this clips. Multiple to make a big square one. I mean, I could, but the thing is, it's never gonna be symmetrical because the build is not symmetrical. So, like, period. So even if I use square windows, it's not gonna be symmetrical. Um, in the picture, the tower thingy part of the house is pink. In the game, it's white. It's not white, it's pink. That's the pinkest we have. It's a light pink. We don't have a... Also, is my... Sometimes I notice this when I interact with the UI. My thing on. Yeah, my DOF was on. So that's just the pinkest we have. Look. It doesn't come more pink, unfortunately. And I checked, we don't have any other siding that is pinker. Pinker. I don't know how to say that. More pink. We have stuff like this, but that would be a different material. I guess it's the light, yeah. We have this. And we have this, which is also very light. We have that. Like, we don't have a very, like, hot pink wall. But I think it's the way that the light hits the lot that makes it look more white. Okay. So we have the floor plan. Yes, I remember what I was doing. I was doing something. Loki, kind of feel like we should have a pink foundation. Oh no, I'm so sorry, Micah. That's really frustrating. Stupid internet, don't be so rude. No, you're all good, Lena. Thanks for checking. I mean, it's always good to double check and ask. Okay, I want to do some flowers and stuff, or like bushes around the trim of the house, especially in the garden. I'm kind of tempted to go for something like this. And then mix it with, like, the white one. I think that looks cute. I like that. Yeah, that's nice. I like the combination of the two colors. That's clipping, hold on. Making sure it all connects nicely. I think that's actually good. I won't continue all the way back here, but I like that part having, like, because that's basically the garden. So I feel like it makes sense. Ooh, wait, does that one come in pink? Okay, wait, I want to change them out because I actually like the flowers in those a bit more. They're, like, slightly more subtle. I feel like the flowers that we just used are really bulky. I didn't realize these ones would be a little bit more subtle, but we can just do the same pattern, but just the different flowers. Also, Mary Kath, welcome in. It's good to see you. And Bloomstead Simmer, welcome in. It's good to see you as well. I hope you're both doing really, really well. Yeah, I like these definitely, like, a bit more. They're just a bit more subtle, like, a little less in your face, which I think is good. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Oh, enjoy. Oh, that sounds like such a good dinner. Yes, please share with chat. That sounds like a great idea. Okay, I think having maybe, like, a tree here. So, again, we're gonna have to improvise a little bit because, on the original build, there's no tree here, but sometimes when you do things exactly like IRL in The Sims, that just looks weird. Like, it will just look really empty. So, sometimes I just have to add some things to make it look good in The Sims. Okay, that's clipping. That's frustrating. Can I place it in a way that it's not clipping, but it still looks like it's a bit closer to the house? Maybe I'll use another tree. We could also just place it in this corner. Does that maybe also work? Yeah, I like that. As long as we have, like, a tree on that corner of the lot. Ordering pizza? What pizza are you ordering? Um, I love how Automat's, like, pimped. No, we're not doing that. But that sounds really good. Oh my god, a veggie pizza. Oh, you guys are making me hungry. Also, I'm just realizing, I think I might have to move the house. We can't move it back. There currently isn't really a way to enter this part of the garden properly. Um, and I can't move this because it's already one block, one tile away. Um, I can't make the stairs smaller. The horse can jump over the fence, but how about the humans? Like, that is, I mean, technically the Sims can walk here, but oh, that does pain me a little bit. Um, I would say, like, realistically, you would have another set of stairs over here. I can't move it back one square. We're already at the back of the lot. I looked at it just now. That was my first thought as well, but we can't do that. Look. That's it. We've reached the end of the lot already. Um, I mean, we could just add another set of stairs here, to be honest. That doesn't look super weird. I actually kinda like that. Shorten the fence. Oh, like that. No, I think that would look really weird. Also, hi, Nookie, welcome in. Yes, we're building the villa from Pippi Longstocking. That scared me. Hi, Louise, welcome in. And also, hi, Nuts. Um, okay. Mailbox is something we need outside. Loved it as a kid, same. Same, same, same. I like the stairs on the other side. Yeah, I feel like it actually makes it feel a bit balanced. Um, and again, I'm fine with, like, tweaking little things like this. Um, okay, so what kind of mailbox does this house have? I feel like something like this. Maybe not specifically that one, but let's check the swatches. Oh, that's actually perfect. Oh, that feels very perfect for this house. I might put it on this side though. Like a very colorful mailbox. Yeah, let's go for that. Um, I was thinking pink at first, but I actually really like the fact that this has pink details, but also other colors like the yellow and the flowers and stuff. Um, Also, this part of the house doesn't have anything on it, but it feels so weird in The Sims to just leave it empty like that. But I guess we're gonna roll with it. Um, then I wanted to get the horse thing. Let's see. Uh, Horse ranch. And then where is the horse bed? Am I blind? Yes, probably. There we go. Horse bed. Very important. The only thing that I don't like is seeing the corners and like the bottom of this. I wish that we could sort of hide that. I can probably hide some of it. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. I hope you're doing so well. Let's get that so that we can also feed the horse. I guess we can just put like hay over it. Hold on. What if? Sorry for the coughing. Uh, I feel like I have to sneeze. No. Ah, don't do that, Ro. Oh, that was painful. Don't try to squeeze your nose if you have 2 nose rings. That's a bad idea. Ugh. Um, I wanted to see if maybe I can, like, hide the sides a little bit. I don't know if I like that color. I don't think I've ever used that color before. I was just curious. We can have this, like, sitting over here, I guess. Uh Oh, it wasn't the pressure that hurt. It was me literally squeezing 2 pieces of metal in my nose. Um, I wasn't even pulling that like, pushing that hard, but, um, it was, 2 pieces of metal trying to fight for the same space, which wasn't great. Cannot recommend. And also my nose is still really itchy now. Ugh. Um, Also, MC City Val, welcome in. I hope you're doing so well. It is very nice to have you. Okay. Do I like that? Okay, I like that a little bit more. I think that's cute. I did not just get a nose piercing, no. I've had my nose ring for 9 years, and I've had my septum for a little over 2 now. But yesterday, my nose stud actually fell out, and now I'm not able to put my nose stud back in myself because it's so tiny. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. It's so tiny, so I had to actually, like, make an appointment at my piercer, but they weren't available until tomorrow morning. So I had to, like, kind of put in a makeshift ring so that it doesn't actually close. But now I have 2 rings in there, which is just they're, like, competing for the same space. Um, Uncontrollable urge to watch Pipi Longstocking now. We literally talked about this earlier, how all of us now wanna rewatch it. But thank you, I'm happy that you think that it's a great build idea. Um, it's been really fun. But also I feel like there are so many things that I'm trying to remember that I just don't, and it's, like, confronting as in how much I don't remember from this show. No, no, my septum is fine, my septum is fine. It was my stud. Um, but I mean, I've had my septum for 2 years as well. Ironically enough, I think my septum wouldn't close as fast, because that's just in skin. My nose ring is actually in cartilage. I immediately recognized it. Let's go. That means that I've been hopefully doing a good job. I'm trying to figure out what other landscaping I still wanna add because I don't wanna add too much. I think the house itself is relatively simple on the outside. Um, so I kinda wanna keep it that way. I think that would make sense. I think just some, like, bushes here and there would make sense as well. I know that's a woohoo bush, but it just looks good, okay? Actually, I might wanna go for the one with the flowers. I like that one even more. Okay, it doesn't come with other color, but yellow is kinda good. Uh Do I wanna get that one maybe? Just trying to get, like, a little bit of greenery in here because I think every single house has that, right? You'll always have, like, some greenery around the house. Always need a random woohoo bush somewhere. I mean, Pippi Longstocking has adventures as well when she grows up. Not as a kid, but she'll eventually grow up. Um, a cannon? You mean from, like, her dad's pirate adventure? Since the OG house was on military train? In the story or, like, the actual house? Because I'm recreating the house from the story, not the actual house. Um, any bush is a woohoo bush if you're brave enough. True. The lemonade tree? Yes, so people were talking about this. This is something I just genuinely cannot remember. Apparently, there was a lemonade tree where there's, like, bottles that you could pluck, and I'm like, "How do I not remember this?" Like, how? But we can definitely do that, like, we can go into debug and get the fizzy juice and then just put it in one of the trees. I think that could actually be really fun. We can do that right now. Content, debug, and then we're gonna have to go to the fridge because I think the fizzy bottles are in the fridge. In a hollow trunk. Oh, yeah, it was a hollow trunk. See? For some reason, the image described to me before was that it was a tree where, like, bottles were hanging from it. And then I was like, "See, I can't remember this for the life of me." But now that you mentioned that it was a hollow tree trunk, I'm like, "Oh, I do remember that." I was just picturing the wrong thing, and therefore I could just not remember it. Doesn't line up with the path of the lot. Why don't you move to a bigger lot? Because in The Sims, it's never gonna line up. It's never gonna line up. It's horrible. And we picked this lot because it actually, vibe-wise, for us, fit the house. We doubted about the lot for a long time. I've given up trying to line up paths in The Sims. If it helps you, I can go like this. But see, then it still doesn't line up. It's just a very, 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 very painful thing. And I think all of us Simmers hate it. But it is what it is. And I've given up on trying to align those things because then you're never gonna get to playing the game. I can't. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Ground paint instead of tile, yeah, but then it won't match that tile, so, again, given up, literally. Just I'm building on the lot, everything around the lot, I just can't be bothered anymore. It's gone too far. I know, the paths are always terrible, like, who did that? Who came up with that? Frustrates me. Oh, they definitely put the paths like that just to test us. I'm pretty sure. Ooh, it's almost breaky time. Let's go. Um, does anyone know? I mean, we probably have a tree trunk somewhere in the game. I'm trying to think. Oh, it probably is life edit. Hold on. I was like, why can I not find it? But I know we have it. Like, I know we have this. Which that just looks weird. I wish we had only that part. That would be perfect. But yeah, in like about 3 minutes we have a break. The magic one? Is that debug or is it we have this? Oh, the birch tree could be a good one actually. We have this. But that's not hollow. I like the birch tree idea because it is actually hollow. So that's a solid idea. And then we can just put some lemonade bottles next to it to like suggest that she just grabbed it. We have that, which is pretty, but that's just the same item over and over in like slightly different swatches. I love it when the Sims theme does that. Okay, but then we need, then it's definitely not life edit or debug. Then we just need to go into the items from packs. I saw it, cottage living. And then I think it's actually a functional item. Yeah. Oh, wait, we have this one. That's hollow. But we also have this one. Which one do you think would be better? I'm actually curious. Hold on. Content. Debug. I mean, we can use a milk bottle to try it out. Okay, that's kind of perfect. Like, I could get the fizzy juice bottles, but look. And then we can tool it. Also, Oski, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. We can actually, like, put some bottles in it. Okay, everyone likes the tall one better, so I guess we're using that one then. I'm gonna put it over here. And then after the break, because the break is about to start, I'm gonna I'm gonna add some bottles in there, hold on. I feel like maybe I should just put, like, a bit more in the middle so you can technically walk around it so we can also add a she had to climb it? Okay. I like this is gonna be fun. This is cute. But yeah, it is time for break. So we have some ads in like 20 seconds. So if you want to, get yourself something to drink, get a little snack, this would be the time to do so. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna continue building. Hello, I'm back. Also, hi, Poodle. Holy moly, 120 streams. That is so many. Thank you so much for hanging out here that many times already. I love that. Okay, let's get rid of the cottage living tag and let's find. Also, I'm so cold. Oh, I hate it. I don't like it. I'm not ready for winter. I keep saying it, and I don't want to be that person that constantly complains about being cold, but it's just so cold. Why? I'm not made for seasons, I think. Also, hi, Nora. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Okay, I think the fizzy juice, this one, might actually be the best because it has like we can do different colors and stuff, like different flavors. Yeah, I think that's cute. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna go to the bottom floor. Um. Also, Mia, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. It is nice to have you today. Okay, let's put one in the back, and then let's put one. Oh, didn't mean to grab the bush. Let's put one in front of it as well. Also, Nana, welcome in. I hope you're doing well today. Okay, there's 2 bottles in there. Perfect. I mean, I guess if you're playing here, that's gonna conflict a little bit with the bird animation, but not enough to make me not want to use it because I think it's actually really fun. Uh, why does that other one go to the right height and that one oh, no, that one is also not on the right height. Hold on. No, then me I meant to oh. Huh. Okay, so I'm gonna have to move this back, then grab the 2 bottles, and then elevate them. No! I meant to do minus. Forgot the minus. There we go. And then I have to place it back. Oh, dang. Um, I think those are actually floating too. Also, Mary, welcome in. Thank you so much for redeeming the Hi, I'm New. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to ask. Oh, this is gonna be a pain, isn't it? I think I did that. Okay, those are now in the right place, so that's good. You're so committed. Hey, I don't do a Pippi Longstocking build every day. So when I do, I have to make sure that is right. Also, hi Lisa, welcome in. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Um, okay, I think considering that it's already floating, I can do this. Um, there we go. We have a lemonade tree. Love it. Love, love, love to see it. And also considering we don't have that much like, decoration going on the outside, I feel like this is actually perfect. Um, you know. Um, also Acho, welcome in, and Izzy, welcome in. I just realized I hadn't said hi to you, but I hope both of you are doing well. I don't know if I want to do a lot more on the outside, to be honest. I just feel like the house is pretty done. As in, like, obviously we need to do the inside, but I think furnishing or like landscaping wise, the house itself is pretty simple. Um, like even in the show and stuff and on the pictures. So, also hi Jensen, welcome in. I hope you're doing so well. Okay, let's get a floor in here. Definitely want to turn off debug for that. So this is supposed to be like a pretty old, like it has to be a bit cottagecore-y on the inside. So I might actually go for floors like this. Hold on. There is one very particular screenshot which I feel like is gonna explain the vibe that I should go for. I'm gonna show you guys the picture. Um, if I can type, hold on. House inside. Um, Mm-mm. I'm just gonna open a couple of pictures to kinda give you an idea. Uh, so this obviously is, like, staged, but this is kind of the vibe that the inside has to go for. Also, I'm noticing light floors, so maybe I should go for lighter floors. This is another screenshot, so she has, like, a kitchen island, which is very much giving cottagecore, like, this paneling on the wall, very cottagecore. She has, like, half paneling with wallpaper above it. She has, like, mixed match chairs. Like I said, the kitchen has to be big because there is moments where the entire freaking horse is in the kitchen. I feel like this is also a really good screenshot where you can see that. So she sort of has like the built-in cabinets, the really big table with all the mismatched chairs. She has like somewhat of a print on the wall. I don't know how much we can do that, but we can definitely add like random paintings and stuff. But it's very grandma cottagecore. And I'm noticing she mostly has light floors. So let's actually try to match that in the house. I went for dark floors instinctively, but I think maybe I should go for lighter floors. But I do think maybe this type of floorboard, but then just a lighter version. Um, and then I feel like honestly, this little corner would be perfect for the table because we would have the windows where we can do the very cottagecore-y, um, like, or we could do this corner. You know what? I think actually this corner is better because then we can here we can add that blue sofa, and this can be like an entire wall of cabinets, just like basically the kitchen. Yeah, I would have to see if that if that would work. Sorry, but the decals I think could look cute. Some of the vet stickers, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking as well, but we'll have to see if that works with doing like sorry. The half paneling and the wallpaper. So we do have those like half panels and wallpapers in the game. I think they might be in siding actually. Or are they just in wallpaper? Or here? I know we have it. We have like this, but that has too small of a border. I want to have a higher, like taller border. Um I guess we have that, which wait, I need to see those screenshots again. So she basically it's mostly white, actually. She has a really light house. I'm just realizing this now. And then, like, a lot of like, pastel colors in it. Um, like, something like this, but then not the green. And also plain. The ones from Cats and Dogs. Hold on, let's sort on Cats and Dogs, because sometimes it's just easier if you just see stuff from one pack. Um Yeah, that has colored print, though. That is a good point, Thoughts. I didn't think about that just yet. Um, that has a very, very colored print. We have that. I mean, I guess we could go for something like this. I don't like the gray. Not 100% convinced just yet, but I think it might be close. Um, I do like that like paneling is a bit taller. You said parenthood. Sorry for the yawn. I'm just a little bit sleepy. We have these, but these are not really panels. And this is show all. So I'm not sure if the one you mean is from Parenthood. Um I'm trying to just scroll through. Well, honestly, this one could work. I'm like not mad about this option. Cuz I do also feel like it adds some warmth. Another option that we could have is something like this, but mm, not a huge fan. Uh Actually don't think we have a lot of we have this one. Honestly, that could work. Especially because it has the trim, which I also like, and I like how that wall kinda like, it has the white, but also a bit of warmth. I actually maybe like it more than the other one, especially if you add the wall decals and stuff, but I like the trim at the top. I might just go for this one. Um, simple paint. Oh, maybe it's because I was sorted on white. Hold on. That it doesn't show. Ah, we have this one. Yeah. I don't like how low that paneling is though. Again, because we're using the tall wall height. That's gonna dictate so many of our decisions. Um, but I actually really like the one that we have just picked. This is actually a really nice one. So I'm kind of motivated to keep this. Because I think it is a good match. Okay, then we need I'm just gonna quickly pop this open on my other screen. Like I feel like the light blue is gonna help a lot in bringing everything together. So colors, blue. We're gonna need like a oh my god, that's actually it looks so tiny. Oh, I hate tall wall heights so much. At this point, I'm genuinely considering like, do I go for medium wall height? Because every single piece of furnishing is gonna look ridiculous. And we could just go for like the smaller windows, I think. It's gonna be a pain to replace those quickly, but at the same time, I genuinely think it might look better. Like, it would still be tall, just a little less tall. Oh, that messes up the door. Oh, shit. Oh. What? Huh? Oh, no. Oh, no. That messes up my whole solution over here. Oh, God. I just hate tall wall heights in The Sims so much. Like, it just does not work. Um, let me see what window options we have if we go for middle wall height. Um, yeah, I was thinking about putting platforms, potentially. That could be another solution. Um, then we just lose some of the wall trim, but maybe that's not super bad. Then we're just gonna have to figure out how we're gonna have to maybe we can do, like, a little step up over here. Because the paneling being short isn't as bad if the room isn't as tall. I could, but then I would have to do that for every single room, so I don't think I wanna use separate paneling. But I don't mind the paneling being a bit shorter if the room isn't as tall. I think that was my biggest problem. If the room is that tall, it just looks really awkward. But now I can already see this being, like, a bit more proportional, and then we just have to fix that in the hallway, which I don't necessarily think is a super bad idea. Like, I think we can fix this. Um, the only downside is we can't actually add stairs here if we're using this. So then we're gonna have to get a little bit creative with that. Um, but we can do that. There we go. Do we have a pink spandrel? Have I used pink? I have used pink spandrels. Hold on. That's actually really cute for the inside of the house. I like that. What about spandrels? You mean over here or somewhere else? I kind of want to do that here too. I don't know if that will look good because that's only a single tile. I don't want to open it up fully, you silly Sims. I actually like that. I feel like that really fits the vibe of this house. I'm just not entirely sure. I think that does have to be 3 wide. Then, because otherwise it looks weird. I don't like the single. Again, if you're building on like taller wall height, if you're just using single tiles, it just looks a bit awkward. But that still works. I like that. I'm not entirely sure if I like how that clips with the stairs, but alas. Want to change that out to different stairs? Oh, that's no. Okay, hold on. We're going to get these stairs, but then white. So I do think the white stairs look better, but I don't hate it. I think it'll work. Like, I just have to get used to it a little bit, but I wish we could add spandrels, like, above here as well. Like, the spandrel would continue, but that doesn't work with the stairs. So I could only go like this. I mean, maybe. That doesn't look super bad. I actually kind of like that detail. Okay, maybe let's go for that. Then the only downside is if I want to do like a big kitchen wall over here, how are we going to get to this room? Maybe we can do like one of those sort of built-in doors. Actually, you know what? I haven't saved the entire stream. I've been building for nearly 2 hours and I hadn't saved. I'm definitely living on the edge today. Also, hi Nova. I just realized I hadn't seen you come in, but thank you for the freaking 5 stream streak. And Minted Fly, thank you so much for cheering me on. I appreciate it. Okay, but that means we would have this over here. And then we need, like, the table. She has, like, somewhat of an oval table. I don't know if we have that in The Sims. We have stuff like this, but that feels a bit too modern. We have round tables and square tables, but I don't think we have an oval table. I guess maybe something like this. No, that looks too new still. Again, we really need that, like, grandma cottagecore type of furniture. That one could work, actually. Could make an oval island, yes, but then the chairs would be high, and I don't like that. I think that would look really bad. In all honesty. I think this is our only oval table, but that's too modern. Um But I'm fine with this. I think this can work. And then we have, like, mismatched chairs. She actually has a rocking chair, but that doesn't really work as a kitchen chair in The Sims. Um But she has something like this. And hold on. Something like that. And then she has another something like that, like a oh, that's actually perfect. Can I put that in the middle? Oh, that's good. She only has 3 chairs, which is also very strange. Then she has like a rattan in this corner. I know. I would love to be able to attach benches to tables. That would be perfect. I would love that so much. Maybe one day. I know that CC creators have done it, so it's not impossible, but I don't know. The horse doesn't need a chair. That is true. You have a very good point there. So I would like 2 separate curtains like this, not that style though. I wanna have a bit more grandma core curtain. But I like the idea of having 2 separate curtains. I mean, I guess something like this could work, but I like them, like, being sort of half open. Um I guess we could have something like this on those windows. I'll just quickly add them because that fits the vibe. Basically this, but oh, that messes really weirdly with the lighting. If I put them down, do you see that? That's really strange. Oh, why? Why does that we change the lighting? Because otherwise that would have been perfect. Okay, so that doesn't work. We have this, but oopsie. Yeah, of course, Jane. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you can get some good rest. Thanks for being here. Um, I already tried that one and I didn't like it. Again, all the short curtains. Why? Why do we not get curtains? I think after this build, I'm officially committing to never building on tall wall height anymore. It's just horrible. Like, who came up with this? Nothing works on tall wall height. I mean, we have these curtains, but these feel a little bit too luxurious. Does that make sense? I mean, I guess we can use them, but I really wish that we had, like, pleated curtains, you know? I guess we have these ones. Oh my god. Weren't they gonna add a curtain rod for this? Those flipped over. I know, but I feel like those are too bohemian. They don't fit the style. God, stop clipping. Like these ones, but I really don't like those are not the right colors. Um, oh my god. Curtains are the bane of my existence in The Sims. I'm not even joking. See, now that one is higher up than the other one. Also pulling together 5. Welcome to chat. Yeah, maybe it's one of the 150 fixes. I mean, I know they're adding one. They've already said they are adding one. I just don't think they have yet. Um, we can check. But a lot of people complained about it, so I think they were gonna. Uh, I don't see it here just yet. Yeah, it might be in it might be in the update. Um, until then, we would have to deal with the gap. Sometimes this game. Ugh. I want to throw it out of the window. The for rent. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's just a different style, but I guess we can use it. Um, where is that one? Oh, okay. So we'll be the update of 4th of November. Next week, guys. Next week. There we go. That's the one. I'm gonna riot. Okay. Um, definitely want to change. No, the swatch of the curtain. Like, that's kind of the vibe that I want to go for. Oh my god. There we go. I think that works. I like that. I feel like that has the right vibe. And then I am 100% sure that the kitchen kit, the country kitchen kit, either we can use this one or we can use the actual kit for it. Hold on. Where is that one? I'm blind. There we go. This one. I actually feel like the one from Cottage Living is just perfect. It's exactly what I'm looking for. Um, yes, same thoughts. That would be a very liberating reality. If stupid curtains didn't snap, I would gladly take that any day over the current situation. This is kind of perfect though, because this is literally what it looks like in the kitchen. There's like 2 of these next to each other, and then there's cabinets above that even, which does confirm the tall wall height even in the actual build. So, it was worth it, or at least it was realistic. I don't know if it was worth it, but um I know, I really like this kitchen set too. It's really cute. Um I'm just gonna have to figure out. I know that I'm Oh, wait, I'm combining kitchen sets right now. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Sorry. I got really confused there for a second. Um, but I'm not sure if that's a bad thing if I'm combining kitchen sets, to be honest. Also, in a little bit, I might actually quickly run downstairs and make myself another, heated beanbag because my hands are getting so cold. I feel like I need to warm them. Okay, I don't like combining those 2. Um So I might wanna, like, get something to warm my hands really quickly. I didn't make it on break because I thought I would be fine, but I'm now realizing that I was not gonna be fine. I don't know if I like that or if I actually like it from first person perspective. Yeah, they're different colors white, that's what I realized as well. I hate that. I might actually just keep it as, like, this built-in cabinet in this corner, and then just place the kitchen in this corner and have, like, a little interruption. Because otherwise, I feel like that's gonna look weird, but right now, that just almost looks like maybe I wanna make it symmetrical, though. What a surprise. Ro wants to make something symmetrical. But I promise you, it's gonna make sense, because I think it will actually look a bit better. I think it will look more like a full built-in. Oh my god, why does that not perfectly connect? That is absolutely infuriating. Oh, that's because I used the wrong end piece. No, that was me. That was a skill issue. That was not a Sims issue. Oh. That's frustrating as an end piece. Okay. I mean, I like having that over there because then the curtains match. That's kinda cute, and then but I just don't like that the clutter is exactly the same, but maybe I'll keep this. I like this. Now it feels a little bit more symmetrical. Um, Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. I might even change it more. Haha. I love how I'm like, "Yes, this is what I like." And then I'm like, "No, I'm gonna change it even more." But hear me out. Hear me out. Hold on. Getting everything lined up for the kitchen pieces is a nightmare because they don't perfectly align automatically. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Because now we'll actually have, like, some space to put stuff here. That makes it feel more sensible. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then we can actually put the kitchen over here. The thing is the kitchen also has an island. Um, okay, that corner can be the fridge. And then we need the island piece, which actually comes with a yellow curtain. That's a perfect combo. Because one of the other photos showed that she had a kitchen island, I think. Or I remember this. I don't remember where I saw this, but we have a big enough space to do a kitchen island, so I might actually do that. I kinda like it. Um, and then we're just gonna have to figure out what to put in this area because right now it looks a bit weird, but we'll come up with random clutter, I guess. Um, oh, we're definitely gonna do mismatched bar stools, yeah. That I feel like that is a must-have. And I wanna do a blue fridge because that brings back the blue from this side into this side again. Also, I would like to have these curtains over here and then size them up. That's cute. I like it. Mm, maybe also in blue. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Welcome in. I hope you're doing well. Um, definitely want to go. Maybe we could put the sink here in the middle. I'm realizing now that I actually think, oh, where do I put the stove? So we also have that one photo where she has like the older looking stove. I think we can do to like create some continuation. We can have this one over here as well. So then there's at least some repetition. Um I hate how that like half goes into the wall. That doesn't make any sense. There we go. And she has like one of those older stoves, which I do think we have this one. I never like it when a stove is in front of a window, but I guess there's not really any other logical place. The only thing is she has like one of these old stove hoods that we also have in the game, but we can't place it because there is a big window there. So that's why I was thinking maybe we can flip things around and actually do a cornered kitchen so that we can have this over here because then we have a wall to place that on. Um, and then I would place the sink over here, I guess. Put this over here, get rid of this. Maybe actually have this over the fridge to sort of make it look a bit more built in. But then we definitely have the need for a cabinet next to it. Okay, this could be cute. Hold on. Oh my god, now just getting them to align is gonna be I'm literally gonna place over this so that I can make sure that they're on the same height. Okay. And then obviously it doesn't go through the window. I think this one comes with a corner cabinet, right? It does. And then we can have that older looking stove hood. We have this one even. Or this one. This actually really looks like what she has. And then I would like to have this one above it to kind of make it feel like connected. And then I want to have that end piece again. I feel like this is a wacky kitchen, but in a way that kind of fits for the narrative that we're going for. Um, and then the island can just go here and we can actually have like an end piece to the island maybe. That makes sense. I feel like that also makes the whole thing sort of come together. I do think I want to have this table in a different color. Maybe like the darker one. I didn't like how orangey that other wood was. If we're gonna go for mismatched bar stools, I still want to stay in the style of the chairs that we used over here. Um, unfortunately for bar stools, that leaves us with very little options. So I might just go for mismatched, but like color-wise mismatched. Um, Sakina, let's go. Or we could do like, a random maybe we can go for full mismatch, actually. I just feel like some of these bar stools are so mismatched that they don't even match the style of the house anymore. Like, that, for instance, does not work. Um, but maybe that one could work. Hold on. Uh, it comes in, like, a soft green, which I think is actually nice. I don't like that one. We can definitely have these be different colors as well. Like the yellow maybe and the blue, and then we can have the white as well. The horse ranch one? Wait, which one is that? This one. Oh, yeah, that could work. Hold on. Let's get rid of this one. Oh, that comes in funky colors too. Oh, I like that. I feel like that's actually a good match. I like it. I feel like this is definitely a very random kitchen. Okay, I don't like the table. The table is actually bugging me color-wise because it just doesn't match the rest of the kitchen. And in the actual thing, it's more like an oak wood table, so I might still switch it out. And once I've switched that out, I'm gonna get my beanbag, like, heated up because I'm actually cold. I still might wanna go for this table. I just feel like it looks a bit better. And then I wanna have the whole thing, like, sitting a bit on, like, a messy angle. Like that. Yeah, that's cute. And then we need to have, like, different rugs in there. I think that's gonna be really nice. But, first I'm gonna go and, get my hands warmed up because I'm so cold. I hate it so much. So, I'm gonna do, like, a second quick BRB. This thing takes 2.5 minutes to heat, so I'll be back after 2.5 minutes. I'll see you in a little bit. I'm back. Oh, I'm just warming my hands really quickly. I also got a snack. Look. Thank you for the follow. I bought this when I was in the US. I might have potentially already eaten the other pack. The other pack was cherry and raspberry flavored. This is apple and watermelon. Oopsie, Elia. Oopsie. Thanks for cheering me on, Thomas. But I love Jolly Ranchers. You can't buy them here. But I saw that they had Jolly Rancher ropes and they're actually really good, but also very sweet and very chemical. But I want to try this flavor. Oh, that smells really, really, really sweet. Um, Hold on. Also, Kels, welcome in. I hope you're doing so well. Same. I love, love, love Pippi Longstocking so much. I used to watch it as a kid as well. Thank you, Kreia. That's really kind of you to say. Ah! It's getting stuck. I'm pulling it apart. Yes, Sis is on the chair. Hello? Can you not be stuck? Thank you. There we go. I broke it. Oh no. They're really good, but holy shit, this is sweet. Oh, damn. I didn't think it could get more chemical after the blue ones that I had. Those were like the raspberry. But these watermelons are definitely... I don't want to know what's in this. I think I can immediately get a new set of teeth after eating this. Damn. Holy shit. American candy really hits different, you know? It really, really hits different. Okay. We were gonna do rugs. She has, like, a bunch of separate ones kind of randomly laying around. Um, Expensive teeth because you got them big chompers. Okay. Oh, probably red 40, yeah. Pretty sure. I have actually. My mod, Tubro, actually bought me a whole bunch of Mexican candy. I love the ones with the chili powder. I love the chewy ones. I don't know if that's the ones that you mean, but, like, the chewy ones with chili, those are really good. I actually tried to eat that bag of candies as slow as possible, when Tub Tub gave it to me, because I was like, "I don't wanna run out, they're so good." Um, but yeah, we did, like, a whole Mexican candy tasting stream at one point, it was really fun. Um, I also really like the one with, oh, what is it? You know Tub Tub, it's the one that I gave to Amber last year in San Diego. I just Tamarind, the one, like, different candies with tamarind in it. Thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. I really like that. Um, Amber wasn't sure if she liked it. I think the verdict's still out. How do you download CC? If you want, I have a tutorial on my YouTube channel. Um, there you go. On my YouTube channel, you can search for CC Guide for Beginners, and it will tell you everything you need to know. But it's not something that I can explain on a stream. I'm very sorry. Also, Ava Mate, welcome in. I hope you're doing well. It's very nice to have you today. I hope you're having a good day so far. Let's see. I want, like, a longer one over here. Does this one come in funky colors? It does. Oh, what is that texture? Um, oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's not good. Oh, maybe that one could work. Hold on. I feel like that someone has the right vibe. Um, don't like how all of those are angled the same, though. Um, hmm, I don't know. I like how these ones have, like, the ruffles on the side. Yeah, okay, so I don't like that one. I want another one that has ruffles on the side. That might be an oddly specific wish, but I feel like that just makes it look a little bit less straight cut. She started to act abnormal, so we took her to the emergency vet. She's okay, finally resting. Oh no, I'm so sorry. That can be so stressful. Like, cats having medical stuff is one of the worst things. Thanks for cheering me on. Thank you, thank you. Um, I mean, I could just No, I don't like how I want one with ruffles. Maybe I could just get this one in, like, smaller size, different color. Oh, it's the same pattern. Okay, never mind. I was hoping that it would be a different pattern. That one actually does come in different patterns, I think. Oh, no, that's just a completely different one to this one. Actually, you know what? That could work. Yeah, that's kinda cute. I like that. Thank you guys for cheering on. My building skills, appreciate it. Let's go! I'm so happy to hear that, Ruby. That's good. Let's go. It sucks when your Sims is not working. Okay, she has, like, pretty low-hanging, old-looking lights. Like, something like this. Not exactly like that, but I feel like that fits the vibe. Oh, yeah, I'm really liking how this is turning out. If we add, like, a bunch of random paintings on the wall, I feel like this is definitely giving the vibe that I'm trying to achieve here. So that's good. That is really good. And then we're gonna add, like, a bunch of clutter and stuff, but, um, can I quit? Yes. Although I feel like that's not really up for me to decide, but yes. Do you have pictures from the inside? A few, but very limited. Um, I showed them earlier what I'm working with, and literally the only pictures that I've seen from the inside are from the kitchen. That's why I started here. But I have this and this and this, which is like a recreation of the set kind of picture. Oh, good shout, Erica. Thank you. Oh my god. I was definitely forgetting that. Definitely forgetting the entrance, but we can add a door. There's still place, so that's good. Mm, 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 mm. Actually, that kind of helps fill up that space. I was kind of wondering what I put in this corner, but this actually makes a lot of sense. Um, okay, let's get some random pictures. She just has like random ass paintings, I think. Mm, but they do all look a bit older, so I want to go for like a bit older looking paintings. That chicken is perfectly random. Is that Grim? Oh no, it's a still life with an apple. Oh, we can use that. That really like that shape looked like Grim a little bit. Um, okay, fun, but not what I want. Mm, that honestly is giving Pippi Longstocking to me. I'll have to size it down because right now it's a little bit large, but that's such a random painting. That's perfect. Everything's a little wonky, yeah. I've been trying to actively do that. I struggle with that, but I love it. Um, oh my god, Nymphleora. Is that the painting that I just placed down? Did you just make literally the suggestion for the painting that I just grabbed? Because the one that I got is from Cats and Dogs, not from Cottage Living. But that's them playing, like, the llama game. Um, there's another one? Wait, really? Because from Cottage Living, I only have these 2. Honestly, that is also kind of a perfect painting, though. I feel like that qualifies, I'm gonna keep that. I know, peace, same. I'm struggling with it as well, but I'm really actively trying to just go with it. Go with the flow. I always wanna make my Sims build, like, aesthetic. Um, there are different pictures depending on the swatch. This one? Oh, wait, really? Oh my god. I might go for that one, that's kinda cute. I didn't realize that had the dogs playing card games watch. Um, let's see. Like, the point of I feel like with, Pipi is that she has a lot of things in her house that generally don't necessarily line up with her being a kid, you know? Like, a poster like this, a child wouldn't have that, but oh, a tea party, not a card game? Oh. I mean, that it still works. I thought it was also a card game, but maybe I just saw that because you just mentioned it. Um, okay, hold on. I'm gonna do something. I don't know if it will actually work. I'm very sorry to everyone who hates, like, crooked things, but I feel like that one is a bit too crooked, though. So that should be, like let's go back to 0. Oh, you can't reset it like that. What did I do? -5 I did 5, I think, so then I have to do -5? There we go, and then I wanna rotate, and I just wanna do, like, maybe, like, 2. It's jaunty, not crooked. Oh. What's the difference? I did not know that was a different thing. Um Hello! Oh my god, hi, Melixa, it's really good to see you! Welcome in, how was your stream? I saw you were doing some, was it, like, preparation for a legacy challenge you're gonna do? Or were you already playing the legacy challenge? I saw your title earlier. But welcome in, it's really, really good to see you. Let me quickly go here so I can properly say hi to all of you. For anyone hanging out here, if you're looking for a wonderful fellow simmer to follow, this is your time. Go drop your bum on that follow button that is floating above chat right now. Let me say hello to all of you. Laximus, welcome in. Maria, welcome in. Little Burned Potato, welcome in. Amazing username, by the way. Kirsten Marie, welcome in. Is it Naya? Welcome in. Let me know if I say that correctly. It's Complicated, welcome in. Lottie, of course, welcome in. Panda Danny, welcome in. I hope you're all doing so well. Whimsy Fairy, welcome in. It is very good to have you. Yes, let me quickly show you before I do my introduction video. Oh, sorry, the ads just started. If you are in ads, I'm really sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Jaunty is a style choice. Okay. You said it right. Let's go. Let's go. That's literally the worst timing for ads. I'll wait with, like, the introduction and showing you guys the house. Don't worry. I know that you guys can't hear me. I just typed it in chat. But for those who can hear me, I hope you're doing well. Um, also, I don't know, I think Melixa might also be in ads then. So we'll just be sat here waiting for 2 minutes. Bro, right now, literally, I'm like, "Why? Why ads? Of all the moments that you could play, why play now?" But in case you can hear me, Melixa, what were you up to on stream? I'd love to hear it if you can't hear me. Stream was good. Oh, wait, you already literally answered me. Double raid! Hello, friends! Oh my goodness, welcome in. Hello, hello. Simmerly, welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing so well. Hello, how was your stream? I hope you're not in ads right now. You have turbo? Awesome. Okay, good. Good. It's always I hate it when raids come in and there's ads. I'm like, "That's the worst possible timing." A Dove Men commercial? Oh, no. That's potentially well, it's not the worst, but it's not the best either. I mean, ads in general, are they ever really good? But welcome in, friends. I hope you're all doing well. I'm waiting like 1 minute and 20 seconds to do a proper introduction and show you guys my build because I don't want people to miss anything. But how was your stream? I hope you had a great stream. Uh, can we also get I know that we have to wait for the shout out to work again, but can we once it works again, can we get a shout out for Simmerly as well? More wonderful friends. Thank you for that shout out. Thank you, thank you. Let me scroll up back up to what you said. Um, I was just prepping my legacy save. Okay. I was just about to say I remember seeing something, but I wasn't entirely sure if you were already playing, but you're like prepping and playing. Interesting. How do you I feel like you are definitely one of those people who's really good at like setting the scene for storytelling and for like a challenge. I just go in and then I realize everything's chaotic and I didn't prep anything. But thank you both so much for anime. Okay, let's go. I guess that's not a bad commercial. Speaking of anime, I recently got a compliment from my friends that I'm actually an anime girly because the animes that I watched, it isn't many, it's only 3, but the ones that I did watch were good choices, and I was very proud of that. I was very proud of that. I was very happy to hear that I didn't watch bad animes. I have to prep, like, adding new Sims and, add new Sims for drama. I love that, though. Like, I never do that, and then I realize, I'm like, "Oh, shit, there's no Sims in my game." So my very first anime I watched also, you guys are back from ads. Let's freaking go. Welcome in. We literally just started talking as, like, filler time about animes because someone had an anime ad, which is great. My very first anime was Pandora Hearts. My second anime was Attack on Titan. And my third anime, which is literally the only 3 I've watched, was Severing Crime Edge. Wow, I can't speak. Which apparently is very obscure because both my anime friends did not know that one. I love Attack on Titan, and I loved Pandora Hearts, like, both of them. But they were like, "We're very proud of you that those were your very first animes," and I was like, "Thank you. I appreciate that." But now that you guys are out of ads, I actually have a little raid video. It's like a 1-minute introduction of my streams and my community and stuff, which is, ironically enough, basically an ad for my stream. So I'm just gonna send you guys right back into ads, but hopefully more fun than the ads that you just watched to give you a bit of an idea of what these streams here are about. And then I would love to show you the build that we've been doing because I'm having, on one hand, a lot of fun, but also I'm someone who loves to do like aesthetic symmetrical builds, and this house is wild. So it's testing my patience, but in a good way. But first, let me properly introduce myself. Welcome in, my name is Rosanna, and online I go by Rosannatxt because I'm quite the chatterbox and I have a lot of text. See what I did there? I'm a full-time creator and Twitch ambassador, and on my channel we do gaming. Wait. I leave my Sims unattended for 2 minutes. They are mother and daughter. They are mother and daughter. Co-working. We're gonna ace our work. We're gonna wrap up the day. We got this. I'm very proud of you for being here, and a sprinkle of IRL.
It's just me and my bestie hanging out, you know, chat. Me and my bestie.
I'm from the Netherlands, and I live with my partner and my 2 cats named Toot and Soos. Did you just try to eat the creeper? I'm neurospicy, chronically ill, and some days I seriously wonder if I should be allowed on the internet with a camera and microphone. She is doing the partner pussy. I didn't mean to say partner pussy. Let me tell you, lube does wonders. It's like more slippery than soap. And yes, I have actually used it. I have been to that point. I love to use my platform to raise money for charity, and my community is champion of coming up with silly incentives and goals.
I'm a lemon! Wow! I'm gonna find a spot that's not too dusty. Ew, that one's even saltier. I'll feed you mayo. Chat, don't worry. I never realized that you don't chew on mayo.
Our community is named the Jungle of Planties, a space where everyone is unique and yet we grow and thrive together. And you are more than welcome to hang out with us. But don't forget to stretch, take a sip, and take some time away from the screen. Because like we always say here, self-care is very sexy. That was our little raid video. I hope you guys enjoyed that introduction. The chew on mayo, but literally, like, it's like you take a bite of yogurt, but then it tastes like mayo. What do you mean? Yes, of course, Lena. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Let me show you what we've been building. So for the start of this build, I actually started it a couple of streams ago. No, I don't chew on yogurt. That's what I'm trying to say. But like, when you then eat mayo, you realize that you don't chew on it, but that's also weird because normally with the taste of mayo, you have it with something else that you're chewing on. But this is the house. When I started building this, I was actually in Pipi Longstocking cosplay. I decided not to repeat that for every single stream that we work on this. But this is the house so far. It's definitely a wacky house. Like, it's not symmetrical in any way, which again is a big step for me as a symmetrical simmer. But I am having a lot of fun. Like, I feel like it's definitely working out as I had hoped. She has a ginormous house. Like, as I was building this, I was like, damn, she lives here by herself. And then we started working on the inside, and the only reference photo of the inside that we actually have is the kitchen. Or at least from like the movies. So this is what I'm working on right now. We're trying to add like different chairs, like different colors, mismatched things, and I was just working on the paintings. Which as you guys came in, I learned that if you put something crooked on purpose, it's called jaunty, which I did not know. But yeah, I was just decorating a little bit, making sure that it's also like a functional kitchen. If you do end up playing in this build, like you could, I want to make sure that you can actually, you know, use it if you want. Also, thank you for all the follows. I really appreciate that. But I feel like maybe just like an ordinary bin, just simple, but it works, I guess. One of my favorite shows. I know, same. It's like I used to watch it so much growing up. And it's just so fun. Like, when I did the cosplay, I actually used my own hair. Let me quickly find a photo because I feel like now I've talked about it, so now I gotta like own up to the whole story and actually show you. Because I was pretty proud of that cosplay, not gonna lie. I worked hard on it. I went to the hardware store in the morning to get wire that I could put in my braids. And I was actually not sure until I did the thing. Like, I had come up with a design in my head of how I wanted to do it, and I did not know if it was actually gonna work until I did it, and then I was like, "What if it doesn't work and I have a cosplay planned for, like, in 3 hours on stream, and I don't have the braids?" But it worked out in the end. Also, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Hold on. I'm scrolling. Wait, it was definitely past this. Did I not put the oh, I do have the photos, hold on. Okay. That was a cosplay. I also had a VCR tape of it. I don't think I ever had it on DVD or anything. It was literally just VCR. But yeah, I bought like the whole costume, everything. It was very fun. And actually the hair was somewhat comfortable. I was scared that it would give me a headache or something, but it was like really nice. My partner says cute. Thank you. But yeah, it was a good time. I enjoyed it. But that's what I looked like when we did the first part of the build. But then I realized I took like a trip in between. I went to TwitchCon where I actually met Melixa, which was very fun. So what I basically did is I created a headband that would go over my head with like 2 spikes on the side, and then I put the braids around the spikes. And I was pretty proud of coming up with that solution. Okay, we definitely need clutter. There is not enough clutter in this kitchen. I know. I think there are people who have like functional VCR still. Like, surely. Thank you for saying that's clever. I felt pretty smart. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty proud of that. Okay. Again, I feel like if there's someone who just needs, like, random items in her house, it's Pipi Longstocking, you know? Actually, that would work really well on the table. Um, we're just gonna need a bunch of random things. Definitely, you know, she's a kid living by herself, so there's definitely gonna be cake and candy and stuff. Um, let's see. Maybe the lemonade could be cute. I feel like, again, like, all the colorful things are just gonna be a vibe, for this build. Like, it's just gonna make sense. Whereas in a lot of builds, I always feel like I have to in a way, like, work a bit harder to make really colorful things actually work. But with this, I'm like, "No, it is just gonna work." I do feel like pillows would be a great idea on this bench. My my 8 key is apparently bound to a camera preset. Hold on. I think if I press Control 8, it should be yeah. Oh, no, I now set up a new camera preset. Is it Alt 8? Yeah, okay, I fixed it. I was like, "I remember how to do this. I made a video about it. Come on." I literally teach people how to fix your camera, and then I don't know it myself sometimes. It's so silly. Um, what is your own language, Kreia Sims? So because I would say it in Dutch, we would say Pipi Langkous. The lemonade, let me check for you what it comes from. This is for oh, it's from the party kit. What is it called again? Uh, it was like the one that they had for their birthday. The party essentials. Yeah. Okay, so German. I can't I don't wanna say it because I think I'll butcher it, but I've heard it in German. We actually listened to the German intro song when I was doing the original stream. We listened to the English, the Dutch, and the German intro song, and the original Swedish one. And the English one low-key kinda sucked. Like, it wasn't good at all. Oh, that I already used that item. Never mind. Um, let's see. The kitchen clutter category. Okay, I'm not even in the kitchen clutter category. As I was about to say, this is such a weird category. Um, I feel like having, like, some crafty kid stuff in the kitchen is almost so misplaced that it's perfect for this build. Um, let's see, what else do we have that I feel like would work? But again, if you go into the kitchen clutter or it says miscellaneous decorations, which that is actually a good summary of this category. This feels like very miscellaneous decorations, but I don't understand why we do not have a kitchen clutter category at this point. Like we should. Is that floating or is that actually no, that's actually perfect. Um, okay, let's see. I think the teapot is also a very good one. Um, maybe just a different color. Ooh, that's cute with the light blue. Yeah, that's perfect. Um, this is such a random item that I almost feel very inclined to add it. I just don't know. I think Sims can still walk here. Um, to look at a house I wanted to get and it's not loading anything. I know. The gallery is so broken. I'm so sorry. I really wish that I had a solution for that. Um, because I've actually uploaded so many builds and things that I love to share with people. Like I've written a legacy challenge. Um, and people on my YouTube keep asking if I have like a specific or like if I've uploaded builds from it. And I'm like, yeah, it's on my gallery, but I just I don't know. It just doesn't show. You know what I would love? I just had a realization. That would be so random, but honestly perfect for Pippi Longstocking. What if we make like a little painter's corner over here? I have no idea. I remember when they broke the gallery basically. Like at this point it's been maybe 2 years ago. They said they were working on a really big update. And that's why things would be broken for a while. I have not seen such update. And it's been a really long time at this point because I vividly remember when I started creating content, like I was very actively excited about seeing how many downloads things got from the gallery. Like when I uploaded my builds. I haven't been able to check that for a really long time because when I last checked it, like I remember thinking, "Oh, I don't have that many like followers on the gallery and that many downloads." And so that must have been way, 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 way prior to my channels growing. But it's just so silly because I'm like, it's honestly, one of the good features, like if it would work, sorry. I have a really annoying like itch in my throat. But like if you compare it to other Sims games or just in general, other games, I've played like other games where I've created something and then I was like, oh shit, how do I share this with people? But like if it would work, it's actually one of the most powerful features of this entire game. The fact that you can share your stuff and not just with other people, but also that you can upload your own builds and your own Sims to live somewhere in an online space where you can download them into other saves. Like, it's the one thing where I'm like, "Oh, that is actually a ginormous improvement from any prior Sims games." Because it makes even though the game is not multiplayer, it still makes it a shared experience, which I love. Like, I love that part, but for some reason, it's been terrible. Okay, I'm genuinely gonna add, like, the most random, like, crafting corner in the back here where, like, not necessarily just with woodworking and stuff, but I feel like if you have such a big kitchen, she would definitely have some weird ass activity in this corner. Because I don't think this like, obviously this corner, we don't know the real floor plan, so I'm just kinda going about whatever, and I think that would really work. Wasn't it when they changed the auto connection? I don't exactly remember what they changed or fixed or were supposed to fix. I just remember that it broke the whole thing and they haven't been able to fix it since. Or I'm not sure if they haven't been able to. They haven't fixed it since. Um, which is just unfortunate. Like, I really wish they would fix it. Oh, there's stuff behind this. I did not realize that. But honestly, kinda perfect. Again, random clutter is gonna be the key to this house. Thank you for the uptime reminder. I appreciate it. Putting cool builds on each lot, but it's been rough. Yeah, I can imagine. Like, it's if you're a builder yourself, I don't think you run into this issue as much, but if you are someone who relies on the gallery for builds, which is, by the way, super valid. I did that too. When I created my save file, I literally downloaded builds from the gallery for every single world because it was just even though I was working with my best friend, it was still such a ginormous task that we ended up just kinda downloading builds. Have you saved recently? I think so, but let's just save again. Um, and I know a lot of people who are like, "Oh, I love creating stories. I love, like, creating families and making backstories, but I'm not a builder, so I wanna download stuff." And then it's just impossible at this point. The Cupcake Factory? Ooh. What if we move this random crafting corner to the living room and we add the Cupcake Factory? Because if there is ever a time and place, this is the time and place for the weird ass cupcake machine. Not the small one. We're gonna add the big one. The big, 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 big weird ass cupcake machine. That's a really good suggestion. Probably a big update when they added tattoos and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I think they are aware. I think the Sims team is aware. I think in all honesty, right now, I think the Sims team is very aware of the fact that the game is pretty broken. I also think that they are very aware that they are owned by a corporation who just wants to make money, and fixing a game does not make money, unfortunately. And I think a lot of people are mad at the Sims team. And I think for a big part, the Sims team is not always in control of the decisions they make. They have like a choice between like evil and lesser evil. Because it's like either make a lot of money with microtransactions or start bringing out kits where they get to work with CC creators to make it somewhat of a good quality that people might want to buy. And I think they're trying to make the best choices. but they still have to report to higher ups who there's a small one. I think they added like the standing mixer with the it's not a kit, the stuff pack. I think you can make cupcakes with that now as well. The Home Chef Hustle one. Um I know. I know. Maxis needs to be sold to a company that actually cares. We were literally talking about this the other day. I don't think this would ever happen because like someone would actually have to take the initiative and make it happen, which is a very complicated process. But what if we crowdfund The Sims? What if all Simmers come together and we all donate like somewhere between $1 to $5? Like whatever you can miss. If it's $1, it's $1. If it's $5, it's $5. You know how many millions of people play The Sims? Again, this is very wishful thinking. But like, what if? I would love that because then I'm in. Let's go. Also, hi Nance, welcome in. Like honestly, I feel like that would change the game for the better in every single aspect. Like I would even be down to donate $10. Like I can that's 2 kits. I can not buy 2 kits and then donate that to like buying The Sims. They're not gonna put it in the game though. They're not gonna put what in the game? Like that's the thing. I don't want to pay $10 to then still have to report to EA. The whole point is that we, us Simmers, would be buying Maxis out of EA, which means that the studio would get their own freedom back. Again, wishful thinking, not realistic. Someone would have to set this up and they would have to have a lot of knowledge about, you know, LLCs and stuff. And I'm not that person. So we can donate instead of buying packs. Would love that. I mean, eventually, if let's say this were to happen, again, not happening, but let's do some wishful thinking for just a little bit. If we did do this, unfortunately, afterwards, the studio would have to become profitable. Like, not even for us shareholders, like us Simmers, I think would be like, okay, you know what? We don't need to make as much money as EA wants The Sims to make. But still, to literally be a surviving company, to be able to pay their employees and stuff, Maxis would have to actually make money to also improve and make new games and stuff. So I don't think it's actually going to happen. Because again, the situation is more complicated, and I am definitely not someone who knows enough about American company structure to be able to set something like this up. But the thing is, I've seen this on a small scale. Example, in Rotterdam, there was a bookstore, and during the economic crisis of 2008, it went bankrupt because people didn't have the money to spare to buy books. And then it closed, and everyone in Rotterdam was like, but that was our bookstore. That was like something that felt like a very Rotterdam thing. That felt very connected for people. But because of the crisis, no one had the money to spare to actually buy enough books for that store to survive. And then after the crisis was over, people literally crowdfunded this store back together. So there are many, like thousands of people from Rotterdam who own like a micro stock. And the whole point is like the whole philosophy was you'll have a stock, but you won't actually make any shares. So like you won't earn money from the share that you have or like the stock share that you have. It's literally you just investing in the company. And then your name will get added like to a plaque somewhere where basically it says like all these so many thousands people from Rotterdam are now the owner of this store. But the profit of the company will be like reinvested into keeping this bookstore alive. This bookstore is more thriving than ever now. It is in a bigger building. It keeps expanding. It has a whole section that isn't even about books anymore. It has like a cafe in it. They host lectures. Like, it's amazing. And I'm like, it is possible. Like, it does happen, but obviously that's a very small scale. That's like in one city, one bookstore. It's very different compared to like a big studio. But exactly, I don't need my money back. I would pay $10 and never expect anything back as long as Maxis would be free. Like, I'd be down. Because I genuinely think, especially after like having met people on the Sims team, I genuinely believe those people also want the best for the game. Like, for them, it's also a dream to work for The Sims and to be able to build this game and to make it something cool, and I think they are partially, maybe not all of them, partially just as frustrated that they are working with a broken framework and that they want to fix it, but that's not profitable, so EA is not allowing them to, I'm guessing. Again, that's all guesstimation because I'm not sure. Because that's obviously not public info. Like, I think even a lot of people working at The Sims don't know that. I think only the higher ups, the executives and stuff, will actually know how that decision-making process goes, so it's me just guessing based on what I can see and, like, patterns, and having worked in a corporate for 8 years, understanding like, having been at that decision table multiple times, that's how decisions get made. Even if something is the better option, but it makes less money, it will not get picked. Like, it's such short-term thinking, but that's people that are focused on money are generally really good at short-term thinking. Like, short-term investments with high rewards is great. Anything that is a long-term investment where it doesn't see any immediate returns, even though maybe people are building a very strong case that, like, long-term, it will actually build returns, people will always go for the short-term reward. It's, I guess, partially just a human thing. We all of us are, like, hardwired to want to see results fast. Which is sometimes just not the best for our own interest, you know? Okay, I wanna have it go the other way. Hold on. Oh. Oopsie. Um, that's good. There we go. But yeah. I mean, it would be kinda cool. Someone with proper business knowledge and large corporation knowledge, yeah. And also, I feel like to be able to buy a studio like that, you would actually need quite a big investment, which I like, even if all of us Simmers paid $10, I still don't know if that would be enough to make EA interested in selling it. Because, like, even if Max's would be like, "Oh, yeah, we're down. Please crowdfund us out," EA still has to be willing to sell Max's as a studio. And Max's as a studio is not just The Sims. They have other titles as well and other IPs that are still running, which means that EA has to be willing to let all of those IPs go, and I don't think that's gonna happen. Unless, and I think that's, like, actually a really good trend in the community right now, a lot of people, including myself, are actively saying, "Hey, we're not gonna stop playing this game because we love it, but we are gonna stop giving new money to it," which basically renders the game useful for buyers, but useless for EA. Because a new studio could be buying it and making it better, but it makes it basically a useless cash cow. Like, I think The Sims is supposed to be a cash cow for EA. And if all of us stop buying stuff, then it's no longer a cash cow, which either can result in them selling it off, which would be the best scenario, or it can result in the entire studio getting just canceled, which would be the worst case scenario. Also, I feel like this should go a little bit higher up. Also, there's something in my eye, like a lash or something. It's been annoying me. Okay, a little less. Yeah, I know. There's so much greed in the world. I don't like it. Hold on. Ugh. I know, Triz. Me neither. I don't want to think about it too much. It makes me really sad. Actually, I think it's a hair. It's, like, stuck in my lashes. Um. So I'm not using the new keyboard, unfortunately. I'm having some issues with it not wanting to connect, unless I'm using a cable. And when I'm using a cable, it still tends to disconnect from time to time. So I'm gonna reach out to Corsair customer support. My management checked in with them and they were like, "Yeah, contact customer support. We can at least," there is also a missing part. Um, so they said, like, "We can send you the missing part for sure, but also they can help me figure out what is going wrong." Because I did, like, a double check and I did put everything together correctly. Like, I double followed the instructions and made sure everything was connected. And for some reason, there's still some issues with it. They responded that they hadn't heard this before, so it's probably just it could just be a faulty part. Like, it happens, it's tech. It's just unfortunate that it happened to be. But, unfortunately, I'm not using it. I did use it a little bit this morning when I was trying to test things, and it's really nice to type on, so that just makes me want to use it even more. I'm, like, even more sad that I can't use it right now. So oh, that's actually a perfect painting. Um That is a wrong way around again. Wait. That's good. There we go. How did the prediction go? I think I got 3 keys wrong. Um, yes, but I don't think they would do that. I don't think business-wise it is a decision that makes sense to get rid of the diversity and, like, roll back any updates, because if there's one thing we know for sure is that EA has to make a lot of money to pay off the debt with this buyout. Um, and I'm saying that as if the deal has actually happened because I'm personally not assuming it's gonna fall through. Knowing who already owns the majority shares of EA, I don't think the deal's gonna fall through. I don't see a scenario where enough people are gonna say no to this deal. But who knows? Maybe it happens. But if it doesn't happen, if the deal goes through, EA will have like 20 billion in debt. Which means that going back into a game and then reversing things that were programmed into it is very expensive. That's why fixing bugs is such a pain, and The Sims is so slow with it, because it takes a lot of time and money to go back into code and change it. Because it also tends to take a lot of time to do that without actually breaking things horrendously, even more so. Which means that I don't expect them to go back and like change things, because monetarily that would be a very dumb decision. Um Do you think it I don't think it has something to do with the buyout, no. If that is true, like, again, I don't know. I don't know any confirmation for that. But if that were true, um, content like that is planned months, if not years in advance. Um, so I don't see why they would have planned that because of the buyout. Um, and again, not making new content means no money, which doesn't make sense in terms of the new deal. So if there was no planned content, that was probably because they were already having other ideas or like reasonings to why they wouldn't create any new content. Um, for example, if I look at my own stuff, like last week on Friday, I posted about that I'm like actively working towards removing myself from the EA Creator Network. But I can't do this from one day to the next because I literally have contracts with them that were signed 3, 4, sometimes 5 months ago, where I still have deliverables that I need to, like, deliver to them. Like, I still need to post 2 shorts, and they are sponsoring my charity event next month, which is something that we've agreed on months ago, and I can't just drop out. Which, by the way, for the charity, I'm kinda like, they're giving money or value to a charity, which I don't think I wanna cancel anyways, but, like, it's stuff people are like, "Yeah, people are still posting sponsored content," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's probably because they signed a contract way before this buyout was finalized or even mentioned anywhere." So even if someone says, "I have the intention of getting out of the creator network," sometimes they'll still post content like sponsored content simply because that was agreed upon, and you can't just get out of contract. That's not how contracts work. Um, Especially not corporate contracts. Mm. Exactly, thoughts. So I don't think they're ever gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna backtrack those decisions. Oh my god, a painting upside down for Pipi, that's great. It's not from Seasons, it's from Lovestruck. And I just saw it and I was like, "Hell yeah, that's actually perfect." That fits so well in the vibe of this kitchen. I hope you guys agree, because I just added it everywhere, but I'm feeling it. Um Not to buy any more packs. No, that's completely fair. I'm not gonna do that either. So I'm personally not gonna buy any more packs. I'm solely removing myself from the EA Creator Network. Again, I have commitments that are open still that I have to finish. But once those are done, I'm gonna remove myself from the EA Creator Network. I've completely stopped promoting my creator code. And in this case, like, the only money that I'm still getting from EA is for contracts that were signed 4 or 5 months ago. Um, and other than that, I've basically stopped any promotion. I'm not gonna take any free packs from them. I'm not gonna accept early access, like CFE early access anymore. Because basically what they gain from that is free play testing, and people promoting new packs. So I'm just gonna play the game as I have it right now. I will continue to install updates primarily for the reason that if you don't, your game eventually breaks. And also, I've tried to not install updates before, and EA app just forces them on me. So I will install updates just to keep my game functional. But I'm not gonna get any new packs, nor will I be promoting them. And eventually, I just want to get like completely out of the EA Creator Network. But for now, that's just not an option. So like, it will take time. I think that's the most important thing that I've also said when I made like an official statement about this is I hope that people in the community are understanding enough that even if creators have the desire to step out of the network, for some people, it's like one of their primary sources of income. You can't just step out of that. You have to first make sure that, you have things in order to take that decision. And I think if people are saying, I'm taking action to make changes and actively working towards change, that is an important step. The paw prints. That's such a good idea. Hold on. I was going to add like a painting upside down just because I can. That would be like 90 degrees, right? Oh, no. That's not. No, it's 180. Hold on. Yeah, exactly. It's like, and people that are saying like, oh, it's really privileged to say that you can't just quit your job because you're literally a content creator. I'm like, it's just as much as a real job as any other. Just like you can't quit your job from one day to the next. It's valid that you want to say, hey, I work for a company that I don't support anymore. I'm going to actively look for another job. You still need to first do the looking and then get hired somewhere else before you change jobs. Which I think is what a lot of people are doing. They're like trying to figure out how can I change my content so I'm no longer dependent on that income so that I can drop it. He wants to stay positive. I feel like in that sense, some people also stay in the network because they, especially if you're a bigger name, I feel like Gluon is definitely one of those people. You do have more direct contact with people in The Sims, and maybe you can actually be part of the conversations that need to be had moving forward. I can't judge what other people do. I just know for me personally, it doesn't feel right to promote anything right now. But again, maybe things change. Who knows? And then when things change, I'll change accordingly again. Yeah, he's got 4 kids. Like, he's got a big family. He can't just drop everything, which is also fair. We can just switch. Like, no, you have to pay rent as well. You're just a person with a job as well. Do you have a clear view on what action from EA or Maxis would make you comfortable moving back to the network? From EA, only if the sale doesn't. Well, actually, even if the sale goes through or falls through, to be honest, PIF still owns a big part of the company, which I personally wasn't aware of before, but now I am. So I don't actually see myself ever going back to the EA Creator Network. The only way I would go back is if Maxis gets sold and basically the Sims Creator Network is set up. But I don't see myself going back into an EA Creator Network, if that makes any sense. Okay, that's actually perfect. I love that painting is upside down. That's amazing. And then I want to do the paw prints, and then I do actually think that I have to wrap up the stream. But yeah. It's I actually don't think like EA Creator Network would, because that would always be tied to EA. And I think that's an important difference that I think a lot of people are trying to understand, which is difficult. It's like a difficult thing to navigate. I don't want to be affiliated with EA. I am fine with being affiliated with The Sims and Maxis. Because I personally think that The Sims and Maxis, like the studio Maxis and the people that work for Maxis, are people with right morals and are people that want to do the right thing, because otherwise they wouldn't have created The Sims and they wouldn't have made The Sims as diverse as it is. I think The Sims Maxis as a studio has been fighting corporate EA for years, and now that fight is somewhat like transferred to us because EA got more corporate and like more greedy and more problematic. So now that fight extends beyond the Maxis team into the player base, for us at least, for like people that have, specific beliefs and belief that human rights are not politics. Um, and that, I think, on its own is something that a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is really new for me. I don't know how to deal with this." Whereas I think a lot of people within Maxis have, in a way, like, almost become accustomed to having to deal with this corporate bullshit because they've been dealing with it for years. Years, years, years. A puddle. Oh, honestly, that would actually be, like, maybe, like, having stains and stuff kind of, like, underneath the machine, and then having, like, little paw prints. Um, but they just don't know that, can they? I mean, so the thing is, I don't know what kind of conversations are happening within the Sims team right now. No one knows. And I think that's also, like, a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is such, like, a corporate statement, blah, blah, blah. This is, like, marketing." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's probably because every single Sims employee signed an NDA." Every single person within The Sims, and within Maxis entirely. I think every single person working for EA, but, like, specifically the Sims team, because I think they have to deal with, like, us as a player base. I think they all had to sign very lengthy paperwork about what they are allowed to say and not allowed to say about what is going on right now. Which means that anything we see from the Sims team is them trying within the boundaries that they've got to still communicate what their intentions are. So even if they don't know, that's their intention, and I think that's as much as they can say. I don't think any of us realizes the type of contracts you sign when you work for a company like that. Talking about EA, I mean. Specifically in a situation like this, I think there are very big conversations happening that we are not even close to aware about. And I think what they're trying to do is saying that they, as a studio, as a team, are trying within all of this chaos to stay close to their values and stay close and, like, advocate for those values and advocate for, like, freedom of choice and, the future of the game. Um, yeah, but I think if I look at vision, mission, and values from the new owners, that's probably going to translate to money, more money, and more money. Um, Because if we look at these companies that are buying EA, they already own a lot of other big companies. They've never really pushed political agenda. It's always been about profit. So I think what the Sims team is trying to say, even if we do have to stay under this terrible leadership, even if we do have to contribute to the more money, 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 money strategy, we're going to try and do that as morally correct as possible. If that makes any sense. But again, that's probably, like, a very filtered message. Because I'm assuming if the team was actually allowed to speak completely freely, they would also say that they don't like the buyout. They would also speak up about the fact that they're not enjoying this whole process. But I don't think they're allowed to. Because I worked for a company that partially got bought. Like, at Top Desk. We were not allowed to talk about this. Like, I worked with people in the project, and they were not allowed to share it with me, even though I was their direct coworker. They weren't allowed to talk about any details. And that is a corporate half buyout. It's, like, not even a full deal. And I was working with someone who was in the project, let alone the plebs just working in the company. And, like, she had to actively sign contracts to not share details with people outside of the company. And that deal was of a very different scale compared to the deal that EA just had. So I feel like, and I don't blame people for not having all the corporate knowledge and, like, all those insights, because who expects you to have all of those? Like, it makes sense that you don't have them. Um, but I'm not saying this to, like, defend EA. I'm more so saying this to, like, say that the situation is more complicated, specifically from the communications from the Maxis team. Because I think they would also love to talk about how they actually feel, but I don't think they can. Um, yeah, I think the Sims team is, like, so scared right now. Like, I think for them, this time is also very scary because to them, it could literally mean, like, what if Sims players all stop buying stuff? They could lose their job. They could be, like, ethically supporting all of us Simmers not playing or buying stuff anymore. They could be like, yes, but at the same time, that means I lose my job. So yeah, it's a very, very complex situation, and I think every single person is just trying to do their best to navigate it as best as they can. And for some people, that means, like, making choices early on. For me personally, I wanted to make the choice as early as possible because it gives me also just more time to make the change. The longer I wait, the harder it becomes to make a change to my content. So yeah, that is, I think, kinda like where I stand, and I'm just trying to keep a close eye on it, but I feel for the Sims community as a whole, like, people at Maxis, people playing the game, content creators, because I think we are in a very shit time. Because our little safe space, like, our corner where we got to retreat to sort of hide away for a little bit from all the shit that was going on in the world, all of a sudden, all the shit that was going on in the world invaded our little safe space with force. And I think every single person is feeling really uncomfortable trying to navigate that because it just sucks. Like, this is the place we all hang out to have a moment of, like a little breather. And now all of a sudden that little breather has become really complicated. Um under that leadership, which would be fair. Like, I think I can imagine, again, this is just me guesstimating things, but I can imagine there are people at The Sims that are like, if this is the future of the company, I don't know if I want to work here anymore, which I would not blame them for it. Like, I think I would also have doubts. Um, is massive layouts, yeah. So that's the thing. They might stay quiet and still lose their jobs. Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if people on the Sims team also are, like, trying to figure out whether they still want to work there, if they might be looking for other jobs before they get laid off, you know? So yeah. It's difficult. And I think it's good if we can all have conversation and, like, listen to each other. Try to stay away from, like, really black and white thinking because unfortunately that never works. It's because it's never black and white, ever. Like, because even if one of the parts is black and white, that's doesn't mean that the entire situation is. Um, as a non-Sims current concurrent player and a huge EA hater, I generally appreciate your point of view. Thank you. Thank you. And also thank you guys for being, like, so open to have the conversation. Because it's a pretty difficult chat, and as a creator, it can also be kind of scary to be like, "Okay, we're going to talk about this. What if my whole chat hates me now?" You know? And I don't know. It's just nice to know that, there's a lot of, adults using their brain in this chat and people that are, like, willing to listen and also voicing concern and being like, "Hey, this is important to me. Like, how do you feel about this?" Or, like, asking questions and stuff. Um, as a Sims hater and an EA hater, I appreciate you. Thank you, Tub Tub. I appreciate it. um, I know. I sometimes think this too, Joe. I sometimes, like, I wish, like I just said, like, adults using their brain. I'm like, sometimes I wish that I didn't have to use my brain. The world would be so much easier. Um, but at the same time, also so much worse. Like, I think people not using their brain are experiencing an easy world, but actively contributing to a worse world. Um, which sucks. Um, and see where it goes. People who only have one brain cell would be mad. Yeah. I mean, it's difficult to think with just one brain cell. That really quickly runs out of energy. Oh, you'll Dutch politics. I feel like we can have exactly the same type of ranty conversation about it. I'm not excited for next week. Like, it's good, but not excited. Like, I don't even like, I've been trying to think about it, trying to read up on it, and it's just as frustrating, to be honest. But yeah. You secretly love The Sims, that's true. Tub Tub secretly loves The Sims. Also, hi, Mirta, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Um, how helpful it's been to discuss this with a bunch of different open people who are also kind of supportive as much as possible. It's scary. Yeah, it's definitely good to have open conversations. And, like, to learn. Because also initially I was like, "Oh, I'll just kind of wait it out and see where it goes." And then, a month in, I was like, "You know what? Actually, I don't think." Is it tomorrow? Oh shit. Is it tomorrow? I totally knew this. Um how that works, nobody is getting paid if you join. So, if you use my creator code, I would get 5% of your purchase. And I'm gonna be fully transparent about this. There's like $100 payout threshold. There's many months that I do not meet this threshold, and then it like slowly saves up, and I probably get paid like every 4, maybe 3 months if it's a good month. With Adventure Awaits, I had like a bit of a boost because I did early access content. Is it not in your calendar? No, my calendar's been a mess. I'll do it tomorrow. I have time tomorrow, so I can do it. That's fine. I was totally aware of this. Not. Anyways, but for a lot of people, their creator code, over time, like people that, for instance, have like a big YouTube channel, their creator code generates, like just like any affiliate network, generates income. For me, one of my more successful affiliate networks is the Sims Tree. Like I promote the Sims Tree because I love their service. I love using it. And if people use my link and my code, I get paid a percentage of people's membership. That's basically the Sims Tree's way of saying, hey, thank you for promoting us, which is exactly what the Sims team does. It's like, hey, thank you for promoting our packs. People use your code, so you're getting like a percentage. And for some people, that builds up. Like there are definitely people who are having that as like a main pillar of their income, where the Sims Tree is one of my main pillars of my income. But yeah. Yes. So it's definitely more about the codes than the other perks of the network. I also think people that are like in a financial situation where they can't afford to buy all the packs, like if you want to make Sims content, and you want to cover new releases because those are things that do well on your YouTube channel. I feel like I've been relatively lucky. My YouTube channel was not built on Sims news ever because I had a job next to it. I didn't have time to cover Sims news or like new pack releases. So I did that for the very first time with Adventure Awaits. That was like my very first time covering a pack release. I had never done that before. So my channel and my viewers aren't there for like pack reviews or I don't know, just in general, like Sims roadmap news and stuff like that. Whereas some creators, their entire channel is built on Sims news, pack reviews, doing a bit of content in between, and then doing a next pack review. And from that, because they cover new packs and do like review content, they make a lot of money from their EA creator code because people will tend to watch their review and then use their code to pay. Which means that those people, by exiting the creator network, all of a sudden, if they want to make the same content, have to pay for the packs. Maybe they don't want to make that type of content anymore because they don't want to support buying stuff from EA, which means that they're basically losing the core type of video they are making for their channel. And then on top of that, they're losing their EA creator code. So for some people, leaving the EA creator network means that they have to completely change their content strategy. I feel somewhat lucky that my content strategy has never been based on just one thing because that gives me a lot more flexibility. Like I can drop out of the EA creator network and try to replace the income that I got from that relatively easily by just doing other things or focusing or like releasing an extra video a month. And because for Sims content, my Sims content is actually the content that does the best on my channel is content about how to play the game with what you already have, like legacy challenges, keeping gameplay interesting, gameplay tips, stuff like that, tutorials, and mod and CC content. So I don't actually have to change up my content that much if I'm just working with the packs that I have. I can continue, like I didn't even have to make that many changes in my content strategy. All I had to do was add a little bit more variety, which I was already planning, so that my channel would just not be only Sims, but also have other videos on there. And I think a lot of people, when they say, oh, just drop out of the EA creator network, don't realize how much of someone's identity as a creator can be tied to being part of a network like that. Yeah, it's like people are like, then just don't make Sims videos anymore. And then audiences are like, we'll be here. Yeah, but the algorithm for YouTube will literally not recommend your videos anymore. Because if you post a video about Animal Crossing and your viewers only watch Sims videos. Your viewer might say, "I'll be here for your content," but if your video never gets recommended to them, they're not gonna watch it. So even if your audience has, like, the best intentions, you're so dependent on what you've built over the past couple of years of content creation that if that is very tied to Sims releases, you're stuck. Like, whether you want it or not, you're basically screwed, and you have to take time to slowly navigate, like, your audience out of the one single box that you've put yourself into. Updating the pack legacy, I haven't decided on that one yet. I think for now I'm not, because in a way, updating the pack legacy would mean that I'm promoting people to play the new pack. So I'll have to see. It depends, but I think for now my answer would be no. It's the challenge has 35 generations. I think that might also be enough. Maybe it's good. I'm actually making a new legacy challenge, so maybe I just wanna that's one that doesn't need updating, by the way. Thank God. Um, Grateful for these insights you're on the topic you're giving right now. Yeah, of course, of course. I feel like these are things that as someone on the creator side are all very sensible, and, like, you know, that's just how we think about our business, but I can totally understand that that's not necessarily super obvious or logical for people that are just watching content. Um I'm playing myself with all the content and just in general play with what we have already. Only watching new content gets boring quite quick. Yes, that is very true. Also, thank you, Esther. I know I'm going over time, but I'm just like very passionate about yapping. Right after 35 generations, your save file might is a mess and might actually implode. Honestly, true. um, but yeah, we don't know everything, and we'll just have to navigate it step by step and try to make the best choices as we're going. And I think those best choices might look a little different for everyone. And I hope that in that people can have understanding and like sympathy that that can look different for everyone. Because even though the obvious choice would be to like, oh, I'm going to leave the network from today on tomorrow, I think if you think about it a little bit more nuanced, there's actually a lot of in betweens. Um, I followed you for the co-working hat. No idea you even played The Sims until a couple of months ago. I love it when that happens, especially because I started as a Sim streamer. Like, co-working came in way later. Um, and me as a consumer of The Sims, but also content about The Sims just wants information. Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. Um, and I don't know, I've actually been like, I've thought about making a YouTube video about this, but then I was like, yeah, I don't wanna with making a video like that, I'm making myself a target. There's one very specific content creator. I watch his videos simply to stay informed about what the other side is saying. I'm not completely disagreeing with his views. Like, he actually sometimes makes a couple of good points, but he is also he's, like, saying people are very black and white, and then he himself is very black and white. But he is very negative towards the Sims community, and I don't wanna make a video making myself a target for his videos. 'Cause I don't wanna be in one of his videos. So I've, like, decided that I'm just gonna talk about this on stream, and I'm not gonna make a video about it. Um, so yeah. I came here for co-working as well, stayed for you. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Co-working community is the best community. That's very, very true. Also, I do think I have to wrap up. I've just been yapping. I've been snoozing the ads as well because I'm like, I don't want any more ads. Um, but I've been loving this conversation. I'm really happy that we could have a good chat about it. Because like I said, I posted it like in my little announcement today. It's been somewhat like nerve-wracking to play The Sims again. Like, I literally stayed away. I was happy that we were doing the keyboard build yesterday. I was happy that on Friday I was doing something else, like the recap stream, because I just really didn't have the mental capacity to go back to playing this game and like being happy about it. Um, but I feel like now I've been, you know, like it's calmed down a little bit and my brain is trying to process the information as well. But I'm just really happy that we got to have this chat and that, you know, I can still play this game as it is and that we can still enjoy it as it is. And that we also will introduce just some new variety to things. Next week, we're going to start Girly Pop. I'm very excited about that. So yeah. You can see people's arguments. Yeah, exactly. Those that have brain cells, at least. Yes, exactly. Or using them. Because some people have them and they just don't use them. Love the headphones. Thank you. These are the fractal ones. If we raise a certain amount for anyone wondering, hold on. I just quickly want to do this. So, that command is basically for it starts on Sunday, but I'm doing a big fundraiser next month where we're gonna raise money for Movember. And on the website you can see the exact amount. I don't know the exact amount from the top of my head, but I believe it's 9.5K. If we raise a set amount, I'm allowed to give away one of these babies to you guys as a community. And everyone who donates can enter the giveaway. So, thank you, Tub Tub. It sucks, but we're managing, we're learning. I had to remind myself the other day, I was like, this is a cringy quote, but it's true. Growth doesn't happen in your comfort zone. So I'm like, I'm very uncomfortable, but that probably means that I'm growing as a person. I was like, that's just what I'm gonna tell myself. That probably means I'm just growing very fast because it's very uncomfortable. Yes, of course, thoughts, of course. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for being part of the conversation. It's already Movember time. Yeah, we're starting this Sunday. It's wild, isn't it? But the comfort zone is comfy. That's very true. That is very true. Thank you so much for the 100 biddies. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. I think I'm gonna do some reading before I go to bed. I'm very much into Mistborn, so I think that sounds like a good idea to wrap up my day. And then, I have, like, my potato day tomorrow, but I do have to do some recording because I am taking the day off on Friday to go to Antwerp. So, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be nice, and then I'll see you guys again on Thursday for both co-working and gaming again. It's like growing pain you had as a kid, exactly. Did you know that apparently not everyone has growing pains? And that it's apparently not normal to have growing pains. I was raised to think that was super normal, but apparently it's not. I'm actually not even gonna be that much of a potato because I'm gonna go to a Pilates class and then a nice breakfast, get my piercing changed, then go vote. Because it's all the Dutchies, go vote tomorrow because I absolutely was aware this was tomorrow. Go vote. And then I'm gonna do some work, and then in the evening, I'm gonna hang out with Scott, which I'm very excited about. Um, Lucky people without growing pain, I know. Can you believe it? Could not be me. I had terrible growing pains. So no pain. Lucky you. Okay, let's see. Where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go for today? Just quickly seeing who is live. Ooh. Okay, I have a thought. EDS says, yeah, so apparently, that's the thing, that's what I learned. But I didn't want to be like diagnosing people in chat. But apparently I learned that specifically really bad growing pains are a sign of EDS. I have an idea. I'm just gonna quickly see. I think she's chatting to chat, so that's good. Do you guys want to go to a friend of mine who's playing Minecraft? I know it's not The Sims, but this is my name twin. And I adore her, and she's really sweet. And I think you would actually enjoy it. I think you would like her streams. And at TwitchCon, we always get very confused when people, actually call us by our name. Because then we both look up. But I think it would be really fun. She is doing like a little PNG tuber thing today. She's not on camera, but she does also do camera streams. And she plays a lot of Minecraft. And I think she's currently practicing. She is doing she's gonna join like a big speedrun event, I think, with other Minecrafters. And I think she's practicing right now. So that'd be kind of cool to go say hi. But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. If you want to join our Discord, feel free to do so. It's where you can find my schedule. It's where you can hang out with the community outside of stream hours. And yeah, if you wanna just continue chatting or just vibe and hang out, that would be the place. And if you want to follow me on any of my other socials, Hold on. There we go. Oh, look at the mods. Look at them. Slaying. But yeah, if you guys want to watch any of my other content, like my YouTube channel or my Instagram, or if you want to watch back any of my other gaming streams, feel free to check out any of the links that were just posted in chat. I'm gonna set out the raid. We have some raid messages that you can copy paste. We have ones with emotes that you can use if you're sub to the channel, and then we have ones with regular emojis. Good one, Yule. Yes, for all the duchies, go vote. I want to hear. That was actually not bad, Brian. Not bad. But thank you so much for the 100 biddies. I appreciate it. And good reminder. Good. We're always slaying. That's true. That is true. You guys are always slaying. How dare I think not? But thank you all so much for hanging out. Thank you for this really good convo. I really needed it. I hope you guys had a good time. And we're gonna continue the builds on Thursday. But thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys later.